Oh yeah! Today is MoonDay. February 28th of 2022, the last day of the month of February. And we are live. Please call your mama, call your papa, and call your friends because the festivities are about to begin. And just like Kuso PR1 says, he says to the tune of Let Us Know by Frank Sinatra. At me. Oh, the planet outside is curving, yet the flirbs are just denying. Since the planet Earth is a ball, let it boom, let it squeak, let it bro. Let's do it!
Are you ready? Call your mama, call your papa, call your friends. The festivities are about to begin. Boom!
I was muted. I said, boom! We are here, we're alive, and we are with my friend, the strongest force in the world, the Delta Force. There you go. I was muted earlier. I'm gonna start receiving the comments. Muted. Oh, I can't hear you. But it's too late because I fixed it. Therefore, we're gonna hit the squeaky earth with the frog family. There you go. There comes the muted 30 seconds later. I love it. Hey, shout out to the frog family. They are here and they are with me. We got the lazy eye frog. He goes, mobbit. We got mama frog. She goes, mobbit. And baby frog goes, mobbit. Squeaky earth, let's do it. There you go. Two weirdos in the neighborhood looking around. Come over here and mess with me, man. I'm live over here, man. Then you mess with me. We're in the live show. Shit. We in the YouTube, in the interwebs. How do you guys like the intro sound today? That was shout out to Kuza. Big shout out to the boss, the man himself, the troll god, who was here first in the chat box, John Hansen. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for your support. Hails to the yeah. We have Steve, the web, James Webb. Set up some cameras now. M2M. Well, I got some questions for Gary Wybenga if he shows up. Farmer's boy, you don't like books? But I call bullshit. Kuso C4, where are you? You are Wepa. You are in the Daily Boom. Joe Mongoose is excited because his friend Farmer's Boy is in the house. We also have Martin present, Charlie Welsh, and Tiny Captain. Oh, Alim, J.M. Clark. Zeb Tappy! That muted my ass. Yeah, my ass is muted. I'm farting right now. Yeah, actually, like literally, my ass is muted. And over here in the Discord server, the Daily Boom is Farmer's Boy. What's that?
Yeah, I was muted. Hello, mate. Yeah, I got confused when books. I thought, I don't like books. No, hang on a minute. I do like books.
You do like books, man.
I've got one or two, yeah.
Right. I've been trying to research the oldest book still alive, physical copy or paper of the oldest book alive. And there are some, there are some hints around on the oldest books, and they go to like BC, like some some papers. How do you call those? Or those that you open
Scrolls.
There's some scrolls around. There's some from Arab whatever manuscripts.
Mm-hmm.
There's some like really really old also. It's good stuff, Now, why didn't one of those books became the one and all like what the Bible is today to Christians? It's weird, right? I mean, they actually did. Like the Quran, probably older than the Bible, right? I'm not sure about that one.
I think the origins of the Bible precede the Quran by some centuries, but
right, not far, but still earlier.
I think of all the major religious texts, the Quran is the most recent. Of course, Christianity has its roots in Judaism, and whatever their religious texts are. Look, I'm an atheist. I'm no expert on religious texts, but from what little I can remember, the Jewish religion is although they're all pretty much the same, they're all based on the same thing at the end of the day. The Jewish religion gave birth to Christianity, and
now how about Buddhism? Buddhism, I think, is a lot older, like than the Bible and all that. I didn't do that. I didn't do that type of research, like comparing one. It's just the one that comes to my mind is the Bible. As for kind of, I know that. I mean, we all know, or we all think that it's roughly 2,000 years old around that neighborhood. If it's true.
Well, problem is the first question I have to say is which version?
Which version? Yeah. When it started getting written, when did it start getting like I say in the sense of when did it start getting written? A lot after whatever Jesus was real or not. If it was a legit story, like Jesus was a guy, and then there was these guys that start writing the story after Jesus, whatever. Did it happen few hundred years after? Did it happen instantly, or did it happen during whatever those times of Jesus when they say? So it's if it happened roughly around the time, even a few hundred years after, I call it roughly 2,000 years old. If what do you think?
The problem with the Bible is it's pretty much, you can look at it as two books. You've got the Old Testament, which predates Jesus by a considerable margin.
Right.
And then you've got the New Testament, which is post-Jesus. So there is, and it's like two books that have just been slapped together, just been merged together.
Right.
So putting dates to it, I think, is quite tricky. But I think an awful lot of the stories around Jesus were all written after his death, by some years, I believe. But like I say, it's not something I've really researched into.
Yeah.
It's religion. I can't be doing religion.
And if this Old Testament was it any physical copy or anything written before that Jesus time? I don't know any of that shit.
Well, yeah, because isn't that where things like the Dead Sea Scrolls come into being? There have been found, bits and bobs and traces and remains of these things. Because you're talking about stuff that, if it wasn't literally carved in stone, it was written on something that's liable to perish over such a huge amount of time. Which is why old books and old scrolls are so rare, because they don't last forever. And to preserve them, you have to keep them in just the right conditions.
Right.
Which obviously didn't happen back in the day.
What's up with this big library that burned down or something? You want to give us a kind of a, in layman's term, what happened with this library?
Oh God, now you put me on the spot. I'm trying to remember what it was bloody called.
Alexandria.
That's the one. Well, you know more about it than me then. I couldn't even remember what it was called. And I honestly, I can't remember the story. But yes, apparently a vast repository of wisdom and knowledge went up in smoke and lost for all time, because these were the only copies of scrolls and parchments and who knows what else was in there. And somebody put a torch to it. Burnt the lot.
But it was still random books around places, right? It wasn't that everything was there.
Yeah, bits and bobs have survived, but I mean, the problem is we don't really know what was lost because we don't know what was in there. I know certainly over in the UK we have copies. We have some original copies of a book called not a book, the Doomsday Book and the Magna Carta and stuff like that date around from the sort of 11th century. We have copies of stuff like that, and they are stored in exactly the right conditions. And they're the sort of books you can go and look at, but you can't touch them.
Been a while since a lot of people have paid attention to any of this stuff. Okay, say it's true. Jomongus is on point. John Hansen has a big package, and Farmer's Boy got a small package. Yeah, thank you for being members of the channel. Shout out to Mars Mushrooms, Shaik, and Brian Mavitt. Hopefully Brian give us a little bit of a history lesson about all books over here today.
Well, if he ever bothers to join in properly, I mean, he's
I'm gonna share my screen. I got a few like just weird maps and old books that I found on the archives. They're not as old, like thousands of years old, but still, kind of fun stuff because there's some drawings in between, interesting drawings to look at and stuff.
Cool.
Let me share that. Want to say hello, Mars and Shaik? What's up? Oh, Mars is muted. Shaik, it's your time to monologue. 2 minutes. The time starts now.
It's my longitude to monologue, you mean, right?
Well, I think there's a certain amount of latitude to be taken with that.
No, yeah, you should see Blue Marble Science video to understand.
Oh, what, his latest one?
About Bill's stupidity?
Yes.
All right. I got my screen share. I just put a random image in the background still. Hey, thank you. Did you speak a lot, Shaik?
I couldn't get to stop.
A lot of insight information.
Oh, is that your neighbour's dog again?
Yes, this is fucking annoying, man. It kills me. It's a big dog. It's a pit bull, man. It's a puppy pit bull.
I was going to say, that don't sound like a pit bull.
Yeah, it's a puppy pit bull. Oh my god. Sometimes you go wrong, and then you're whining, bitching.
Why was he left alone?
He's I guess in the room inside the house. I see the neighbor. He just arrived, and that's why maybe he's just barking like, oh, let me go out, play or something.
Yeah, I know. I had someone had a puppy near me, and they leave it all day when they go to work and doesn't stop crying.
Yeah. So for those listening on YouTube, I apologize. It can be a little annoying, but deal with what I deal here daily.
Not a lot you can do about it, is there?
Right. In AD 115, large parts of Alexandria were destroyed during the Kitos War, says O. Alem. Shout out to you. And I forgot to say in my intro, please support the channel if you can. There's a link for PayPal pinned above in the YouTube chat box. There's also a link in the description box. You can also become a member or super chat your question, comment, concerns, or just super chat a super sticker or something to support the channel. I would really appreciate that. We got a few more people joining. Brian Babbitt, Mel Bro, Kaiser Brose. Brian Babbitt, what do you know about old books? We're learning here together today.
Old books?
Yeah, old books. Like the oldest books, like physical copies and recorded and known to, all that kind of shit.
Just old bullshit, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter what, why all bullshit? It could be poems, it could be plays, it could be a letter, stuff like that. No, that's just legit writing, like all recorded physical writing. How old do you think they are, if they're whatever is available out there?
How old do I think they are?
Yeah, any like the oldest books. How old do you think physical oldest books existing in the world today might be? Roughly.
Well, are you counting tablets in that?
Yeah. Anything writing, like recorded, in writing some one way or another. Even, I mean, I don't know if we should count drawings, like in caves. That's a little bit of a side, thing.
Ooh, it's got to be a few weeks.
A few weeks.
It's got to be at least a few weeks old. I don't know, mate. I don't believe anything I'm told now, so I question everything.
Really? I mean, I know there are, but definitely there's a lot of books, a lot of recording history in the 1400s. There's a shitload of it. Like in the archives, you type in, 1400s or whatever. Just look it up. Look for the PDFs, and there's a lot of, I mean, pictures. The PDF in big people like museums and shit. But there's a lot older than that. I tried to research yesterday. There are from BC or whatever. All those manuscripts, Arabians and shit. I don't know what they say, but they look cool. I'll show a few that I found around. I'm sharing my screen over here. Alright, this is.
They look cool, they're good.
Yeah, they kind of look old. This is. Let me see what this is. It's gonna take a minute to load, probably. This one book is just I took pictures from every single side. I don't even know why I downloaded some of these. They look cool. I want to find something interesting. There's a bunch of blank pages.
Oh, well, there's something.
There you go. We got something. 1872. That's new. No, the stamp is 1872. But I don't know exactly what the year this book is. Just some cool drawings. It's in Italian, I think, or Latin or Italian, the language. Some interesting drawings in it.
Yeah, cool.
Now I found. Let me see what else we got. Okay, we got this one right here. Let me close the other one. If we could get a date, how do I go to the next page without scrolling down? Fuck. Click on my screen share is the Jose JG Boom screen share.
Well, if you enlarge it so you can see the whole page at a time, you can just use page up and page down. That's a scribble. What the hell is that?
Yeah, some scribbles in there.
I'm guessing from the name of the file that it's some form of Arabic.
It's not working properly. This is scrolling and the something is going on here. Page froze. Yeah, this one is not gonna work out. Fucking A.
What are we looking at, the back cover?
No, this should be the pages and the front. This is page 19 and it's like nothing in them. I'm trying to scroll down. It's the page after page are blank. What the fuck is this? I'm trying to find a main page with a G or something.
Maybe their printer ran out of ink. Oh,
there's something. What the hell?
What the fuck is this?
We doodle in the garage when we're setting up.
Yeah, and I failed to save the actual pages where it got all the information, like the years and the libraries where they're on. So we're just going blinded here. Oh, what the hell, man? What is going on here?
Oh, bog off, cat.
This is scribbles, random scribbles. Yeah. Looks Arab. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Does Arabic? Yeah, it does look at
Arabic.
Oh yes,
Arabic. That's the word.
Yeah.
Was I being racist when saying Arab?
No.
Mabit, what you think? Was that racist?
You are foreign language illiterate.
I'm foreign language illiterate. Indeed, I am. Thank you for finding my illiteration today. Oh, actually, go ahead, Mabit.
Is this handwritten? Is it?
Yeah, it looks handwritten.
Yeah.
I think I saved these because when I was searching online, there's a lot of circles, triangles, angles. This is like some kinds of measurements or little. I don't know if they're mathematical equations or just measurements or little somethings. Some dribbles around in the pages.
It all looks a bit asymmetrical to be done by hand, though, does it? Or is it just me?
Well, I got some like random annotations on the side, and just look at this. Yeah, triangles and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's handwritten. I don't think it's machine typed this.
Yeah,
but look.
When was this? What year do they say this is?
Dude, I'm not sure when the fuck was
Looks
this.
to me like it's written from right to left.
I'm not sure, man. If we look at
not everybody writes the same way that we do.
If I Google this name, what will come out? Will it give a year?
On the left hand side, the sentence is not starting the same.
Concerning geometry and astronomy. Let me see if we get a open library. Let me see if we get a year over here. Theodosius, active 1st century. It's got a bunch of years in here. Look, approximately the 1216 to 1294. Somewhere around there. I know it's old, like really old. That's why I saved it. The third work is dated 663 AH. I don't know what AH is. It's like BC or DC, but AH. It's like the 12 or 1300s. So it's really, really old to be. I mean, and having look at that, they are a little bit of geometry and shit. Sean Smith for $5 super chat. Wonder if any of these scribblings says the Earth is sandwich shaped. Happy MoonDay! Hey, thank you very much. Boom! Hey, shout out to Matthew Hall. Matthew Hall, I love you too, man. Welcome to the show, and you have a range now. There you go. This is where everybody is free to come in the chat box, have fun, and troll responsibly. I like the way you came in hot. Responsible trolling, Matthew Hall says. So this is where anti-flat earth ball believers come to reaffirm their faith? Wow, what an echo chamber. Wow, LOL. Oh, you are a ball believer. That's what Matthew Hall says.
Yep.
Tell Matthew Hall, who are you and where you come from, Brian Mavitt. So he knows, that I got my doors open for everybody here. He's new. He's been here 8 years, but he's new. I was talking to him earlier. I said, dude, are you new? He said, no, I want you to tell me why the continents look bigger in one picture than the other. And why does something all flatter one-on-one memes. I said, dude, I mean, if you've been here 8 years, I think you should attempt to, progress a little further with the arguments, be a little more like aggressive or something. oh, I was talking to some person that's new, that has been here for 2 weeks. I'm making that person question the globe as I did. But I mean, like, that's cool, but you should, talk to me, man. Tell me how the earth is flat then, because I know about the globe. You don't have to tell me and ask me the silly questions. They're all like old. So he's still butthurt. He came in to attempt to rile me up. But you're welcome to hang out here, man. There's a Discord link in the description box. Click it and talk to us. All right. Well, this book is interesting about some kind of triangles, circles, geometry, measurements. Really old brain habit. What do you think? These people then had good knowledge on math, at least geometry, right?
Yeah, it would seem that way, if it's legitimate.
Right.
Pyramids were built in, 5 BC? I think they used a lot of geometry.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's super slow, my computer. I wish I could go faster. Let me go like halfway down here, like the page 206, and see what we get. Still on the works, it's loading. And then I'm gonna skip to another book to see.
Because you've gone further down the document.
Oh, I haven't clicked on it. Hopefully the next one will load faster. This one is just dragging. I'm gonna close this window before it just crash the whole thing. What we have here: Hygnus the Astronomia and other as something. Astronomy. Okay, if I click, let me full screen this. Oh fuck yeah, he's gonna give me all kinds of issues, motherfucker. This ain't gonna work out, man.
Yeah, the Egyptians are quite impressive because actually most of those pyramids were built in the region of 4,000 to 4,500 years ago.
Mm.
So
It's funny, isn't it? They knew all about angles.
Oh yes, they certainly did.
Yeah. In the previous book, the drawings in there looked a little bit like my astronomy drawings in my lesson books.
Oh, welcome to Florida.
Yeah, man. Hot mic.
If the dogs aren't barking, the sirens are wailing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna try to open that one either. Let's see this one if it's. This one is called Globus Mundi. Declaration, Descript, something.
Oh, that's something to look up.
Oh, motherfucker! Why any of these want to work, man? Should I attempt to open these files in another, in something else? This might be this browser that is making a lag, like a motherfucker. You don't want to scroll. You don't want to do anything. Shit, that's unsuccessful. There's a page that was still loading over here. Motherfucker, too old. Oh well, this one is 1200. The Dresden Codex says it's called this one.
100 AD.
I've heard of that.
What about the oldest astronomical clock?
Oh, I feel a henge coming on.
No, it's an actual working physical clock.
Oh, right.
It was made in 1410.
Blimey.
And it's still working. And it's on the Old Town City Hall in Prague.
Oh, well, my computer sucks.
My computer's fried.
I can post you an image in the Daily Boom, which is 6 pages of that codex.
Fuck. I'm disappointed. Alright, let's open this one. Let's try this one. Is the last one. I don't even have an idea how this goes.
You probably find that document is massive.
Yeah, they are massive.
And that's what you're struggling with.
50 megabytes, 100 megabytes when I download them. Some of them.
Yeah, that's why though.
But yesterday I was able to see it and open them. I mean, today it's just not doing anything.
Yeah, but you're running on OBS and your Discord and everything through the same.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Set of a bitch. Let me see.
Well, that last one you're struggling to, the Dresden Codex. That's a Mayan book dating from the 11th to 12th century. The oldest surviving book written in the Americas.
It's a set of 4 what are called the Maya codices.
Yes.
Really?
Written on what is basically, I think it's tree bark, isn't it?
It winds me up because flat earthers like to quote the fact that. Sorry, I was coughing. That ancient civilizations knew the Earth was flat, yet the Mayan calendar is based on a precession.
Yeah. Yeah, they understood that.
I mean, not only did they know it was round and it was rotating, they also knew it wobbled. I mean,
yes. And what's the period of Earth's precession? That something was it 27,000 years or something silly like that?
Yeah. And they knew.
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be the sun? Is this supposed to be the sun right here in this drawing?
Solaris. Yeah, I think.
Presume so. If it's labelled up as Solaris, that's the Sol or the sun.
1635. The age is 1635. Right here.
Well, based off of ancient depictions, there's some sort of flat land covered by some sort of solid sky covering. I think that's the closest you're going to get to any sort of ball conception.
Yeah, whatever.
Look at this sun. This is a cold drawing. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, but just before we go too far down the lemon hole, just remember that the Romans, especially the Roman elite, knew that the Earth was a sphere because they studied the Greeks heavily. Like elite Romans studied Greek. They studied the Roman philosophers and scientists who did know that the Earth was a sphere.
I thought that they thought it was a sphere because of aesthetic considerations, because a ball is so pretty and aesthetic, but not because of, like laser test or, any sort of rigorous.
Well, it's so hard pretty. On the bloody laser.
Pretty good.
I mean, a sphere is very attractive, very elegant looking, but that doesn't mean that the Earth is actually spherically shaped. At best, the sky appears to be an atmospheric dome.
Yeah, but the Earth is a ball. I mean, we know that.
The moon, very well drawn.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, because clear night they can sit out there and sketch what they can see.
Yeah, very well.
And an awful lot of those features you can see with the naked eye.
Yeah, Brian, good question. What was that?
What optics had they got in? How long was this? 2,000 years ago?
Why would they need optics?
With the eyes, Brian.
Just with the eyes, that's a good 20/20 eyes to see these little details on the craters.
You know details from 238,000 miles away.
So you can't see the moon at night then, Brian? You ought to go to your opticians again, mate.
I can't even see a plane at 5 miles.
Yeah, but this is...
see some at 238,000 miles away.
Yeah, I've seen planes at that height. I don't know what you're on about.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
crazy.
What I have ingrained into your brain.
Massive distances.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Breaking news, you can't see the moon.
All right, guys, let's try not to talk over each other. If Brian has something to say, think it's ridiculous, let's try not to interrupt because he'll get really rowdy. And then you guys will have your chance to... it looks like South America.
Brian, even I can see the seas on the moon. I can't see much detail.
No, you can't.
I can see that. Oh, come on.
No, we all can, because it ain't 238,000 miles away. That's why.
I don't care how far it is. I know I see it.
No,
part of it is bright and part of it is dark. I see the difference between white and dark.
There we go. I didn't say it long. How dare you disagree with Brian?
That's why you don't care what size it is.
You never looked at the moon, Brian?
You see that absolute fucking far and pick out any fucking features on the moon?
Like I said, I don't see much features, but I can see the seas. I can see the darker parts and the seas. The
What's that
dark
big old hole
areas.
or crater in the middle there?
I don't know.
I can see no crater.
Endibus.
Bit odd.
Let me put it back up because I should zoom in and see what the fuck this hole depicted was. What the fuck is this hole, Brian? Look at that.
I mean
in
that's
South America.
clearly South America, the continent thereof.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
there's
trying to make out what the hell that is.
What do you think, Lemon?
I think there's a theory going around saying that the moon is actually a reflection of the surface. Again, that theory would be authorized if it's a flat reflective.
He's been listening to Pete Shea again.
Hold on. This is Subandibus Hydropalacium America Precipirium, something like that. Maybe in the it's like in the Andes, in the mountains, it's like a rice, like a plantation, plain in the top of the mountains or something. I seen documentaries in the very high in the Andes, like thousands of feet high in the mountains. There are actually plantations and stuff. This might be depicting that, exaggerated. Just a theory. It could be. I mean, if you haven't heard that, look it up. All like back in the day, the earliest on the Andes. This is the Andes, right? The mountain ranges over here in South. Yeah, in the Andes, there were big plantations in the thousands of feet high in the top of the mountains. Might be, and there are some words that kind of give it away. Hydroplant, something, rice, precipitation. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm about to share. This is the. Let me scroll down. There's a few more images in here. I'm just. Here's a cool one, with a little bit of a North America and South America in the same one. It's gonna come up in a second. Let's.
Oh yes, look, there's California.
Look at California, yeah. Yeah, very cool. And the same depiction down here. It's weird. We got a £5 super chat by Matthew Hall. Sorry for timeout earlier, but yours interrupting my asking questions frustrated me. Still friendly, but I could have fight you earlier. That's a good one. Yeah, I feel you, man. Hey, we all go through that. I know. I like poking fun. I like throwing responsible. I like trying to get into some people arguments and get them triggered a little bit. But hey, it is what it is, man. No hard feelings. It happens. And you actually, everybody, 99% of the people that pop in here, even if you're when you're new, you will have a blue range. I don't like to leave anybody out. I want everybody to feel that you can post links and say something a little bit controversial without getting time out by other members. So yeah, hang out and have fun, bro. Last picture in this book, page 19, and from far away looks like a mountain with fire. Let's see. Typus Montis, Aetna Autori Observati. 1637. Is it a volcano?
Yes, Mount Etna. That's what the Etna. Mount Etna.
Oh, okay, Etna. From 1637, dude, this drawing is old.
Yeah.
It still survives.
That last one that you showed, that was in the Andes. It's a hydrophylacium subterranean pool. It's a underground pool in under the Andes.
Really?
Yeah, you'll see to the left. It says Peru.
Subterranean pool. Sorry, Brian, what was that?
How did they know it was there?
I guess they explored it.
The Jesuits discovered it.
Are you trolling or that's true?
No, that sounds quite plausible.
Yeah. I can give you a link.
They did have a lot of reductions in South America, communist communes, where they made the people work. And
communist communes. Oh, Logan, you're so full of shit.
Listen
It
to
makes me
history
laugh.
for the 17th century communist reductions that they did put in South America. Perhaps they went all the way to Chile.
It's natural. It's natural. It's not man-made.
All right, guys, look at this one. We got the full map over here. We got the whole shenanigans right here.
Terra australis. Because they hadn't actually discovered Australia yet.
Tabula geographico hydrographica motus oceani correntes abyssos montes ignivomos in universo orbe indicans something else volcanoes says here. But this is really cool. Oh, terra australis incognita. This is down here. Is this Antarctica? Terra australis incognita?
Incognita, unknown Australian land, it appears. Looks like a Mercator map.
Well, they hadn't. Nobody from the Western world had actually discovered Australia yet.
So what is this right here?
That's one of the reasons why it's called Australia, because of the term.
New Guinea.
Terra australis. Yeah, Terra australis, I think, was what they called Antarctica to start with. So this is certainly pre-Captain Cook. This predates Captain Cook.
Yeah, terra incognita. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Terra incognita, unknown, means land that they know is there, but it's unknown anything about it. They have an inkling. That means there's an inkling. Notice it doesn't say agua incognita. It doesn't, they know that there's dry land there.
Yeah, really cool, man. Really cool stuff. We got a $5 super chat by Shalini B. Shout out to Shalini B. One of the oldest texts is Rigveda in India, about 6500 BC, 8,500 years ago. Date is known by astronomical data in the text. They knew Earth is a sphere. That's really cool. I'll look that up soon.
The Rigveda and Sanskrit are really old language, like Proto-Indo-European languages have some similarities with Sanskrit, for the original Sanskrit.
This one keep getting me, man. This little thing over here, the way they put this in the maps, man, like really big. Very strange.
A map like this just gives the general layout. General layout and the general longitude, latitude, and some sort of Mercator-like map thing.
There wasn't any lat or long on it.
You get two more by the solar activity and by the activity of the stars. You're at this location and this star passes overhead. You're at this location, the star passes overhead, and you know that you're more or less within the same latitude. You can put that on the map.
Yes, I want to share, and then I'm going to share your images that you guys have been posting on the Discord.
Most of those old maps. Oh, hello, look at that.
Yeah, this old map. But look at the writing. This is not. I mean, it's not Latin, not Italian, not American. I mean, this is something else. I don't know if Japanese or Chinese or something.
Yeah.
Whoever got any idea, and then they drew these little mountains right here. Chinese. Buddhist probably, and this is the next one, not yet. This one, Chinese.
You should come one that has the star map attached to it too.
But this one is cool, right? Very well done.
Yeah, there's a name for that projection too. Maybe somebody knows the name of that projection.
This projection, right?
Yeah. So the oldest, you're asking Jose the oldest writing. So even older than Sanskrit, you have to go back to Cuneiform script. Cuneiform is the oldest writing.
Right. And the last one that I want to share is this one. Look at that. This one is really high quality. Really high quality.
Monterbano.
You seen this one before? No, you seen it?
Got that land in the North Pole, the mountain with the 4 rivers.
Right. Look how zoomable is this one. This one is beautiful.
Yeah, total and utter guesswork, because obviously nobody had been there.
All this land. Florida sounds.
Yeah.
So this, look, they depicted this as just land. These 4 chunks of land in the North Pole right here. Lemon, tell us about this because
rivers coming from it. There's one over there. 1, 2, 3. Looks like 4 rivers running from it.
Yeah.
And the mountain in the middle would be Mount Meru. Some people say that that's Eden. Because Eden has a similar definition, similar description in the Bible.
There's no land there. But there is no land there. This is the problem with these old maps, because what they didn't know, they just made up.
Looks like they just flew over it.
Clearly, nobody back then had been to the North Pole because they wouldn't be drawing land there because there is no land there.
But let's just
so they made it up.
Yeah. Let's put our minds in. It's drawn. It's physically evident here. This land here. Okay, yeah, that's a good explanation, farmers. But let's go by what they thought it was going on. Because it actually is interesting. See that this land in here in the North Pole.
Well, a lot of it's propaganda.
You then get idiots who think these maps are true and that they're a real representation.
Right, so you'll have the opposite too. Some will say, "Oh, there's land everywhere. Let's go out and explore." And they just make shit up, like you said. But also, they'll do the reverse. They'll say, "Oh, there's nothing over here. Here be monsters. Don't go there."
Yeah.
Now, look at the South Pole, South area. Terra. Look, there are trees, monkeys with titties, camels,
exactly.
Big birds over here in the South Pole, all kinds of insects and life. In the this is Tierra del Fuego. Wait. Oh, this is kind of a big depiction. This is part of the Tierra del Fuego is in South America.
But it's the very tip of South America, isn't it, Tierra del Fuego?
Okay, but so it says Tierra del Fuego here, and they extended it all the way over here. Look at that! I just realized Tierra del Fuego, and over here too. This is Tierra del Fuego. So they took Tierra del Fuego, which is a bottom part of South America, and they expanded it all over here. All this reddish color is Tierra del Fuego, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, but then what this greenish color is? Let me go over here. What is it? The green must be something else. Galaica.
Something else. Just something else they made up.
Terra Galaica. Oh shit! A lion eating a. Is this a giant rabbit? Oh no, it's like a deer.
I think the artists and the cartographers got bored and thought, let's just put some stuff here and fill it in a bit.
It's really cool though, bro. Look at this. This creature right here.
There's a centaur. Yeah.
Centaurs are real.
Well, what? Because they're drawn on some old dodgy map? Yeah, it must be.
Oh. Over this one. What? When you see now this creature, I mean, we know now that these creatures don't exist. Do you think they might have existed, or this is something just added up because of? What are your thoughts when you see this in this type of maps?
It does seem a little fantastic, but perhaps they did some genetic experimentation back then, combining man and horse into some sort of hybrid.
That's right. The ancient Greeks.
Types of creatures.
Because, of course, the ancient Greeks are well into their genetic engineering, and they could splice the genes of men and horses, couldn't they?
They probably had better technology than we have now.
I think the Greeks have got better brains than you have, but other than that, yeah.
Even older than the Greeks. The Greeks would be Johnny-come-latelys compared to this.
What year is this map, Jose?
Let me see if he got in a corner over here. Some.
It's not ancient Greeks. It's not an ancient Greek map. No.
No.
It must
would have
say
been from
somewhere.
It'd be from the 1100s, I'm guessing. And so no, they didn't have genetic manipulation in those ages. No, that technology didn't exist 1,000 years ago. No.
Whoa! Look at this.
No, but when you're playing Let's Pretend like somebody likes to do, then anything's possible.
Look at this. This drawing, like the sun going over here. Is this the represent the Earth or what is it? This moon, the stars. I don't know. Cielo de la something. Cielo de Mercury. Mercury's heaven. Venus heaven. Sun heaven. Right here. This one might be.
They might have the order the wrong way around, but they knew Mercury and Venus are in between us and the Sun. Oh no, that must hang on. So,
go ahead.
Oh.
By the transit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually really cool, man. These little drawings, it's old. I don't know how old, man. Let me see in this corner what we got right here. Oh, look, mermaids.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
People talk about mermaids being real even now. And
right.
In Africa, about the marine kingdom, luring people to their death or luring them to be imprisoned under the sea.
Is there any bullshit you won't swallow?
Go for that anytime, you know that.
I tend to give credence to some testimony.
Let's take that, farmers. Let's take that. Well,
yeah, whatever.
Okay. We got these little blowing angels around over here. And looks like the Earth right here, right?
Are they blowing or are they throwing up?
Blowing.
They're out on the sauce the night before and had too much. Oh,
I think they all got names, or this is some kind of like represent seasons or something. Greco, Lethian. I have no idea, man. The language. Levántate means stand up. Ponente, ostro.
I think Levante means east.
Oh,
Levante. I think those are cardinal directions.
Okay, ponente. Oh, in Italian. I'm just translating in Spanish. Okay. Maestro, look, master. Very, very strange indeed. Let's say the next two corners and then we'll see something. Look at that. It's kind of the same one. But here, Cielo del Sol, the sun. Is it the same one? Very similar.
That's a sundial.
Is this a year? I don't know. I got some numbers. 11:30. Look. Is that a year? A number? I don't know. 360 degrees? It's like a 360 over here.
Yeah, sure is. Wow, strange.
But this look like 1353 now. I don't know. Those are years. I don't think. Those are either, I don't know, something else. Very hard to decipher something not in your language, not very, not very well. You cannot see the details. What do we have over here? And then
I'm on my phone.
Yeah, it's harder for you. And then we got this one, similar to the one in the other side. Aqua is water. This is land. Este, oeste, north, sur. Yeah, north, south, east, west. Sureste, southeast. Southeast. Northwest. Northeast. Is this Spanish? Or different kind of Italian that I can understand better? Whatever, man. Which is really cool. I can share. I cannot share this image on Discord because it's a heavy image.
Well, if it's bigger than 9 meg, then yeah.
It's heavy. Let me switch the screen share and let's share some of the images that you guys want to share from the Discord server. I'll close this down. Big shout out to everybody watching. Thank you for your patience. We just, I don't know, kind of looking at some old drawings and stuff. Please hit the like under the video. Join the Discord server. Let your voice be heard. I mean, the topic is kind of old books and a little bit of the old history, but Not necessarily. If you got something that you want to talk and you feel anxious to talk about, bring it on. We'll entertain it. All right. What do you guys want me to share? Give me timestamp on Discord and let's do it. Wow. You guys see the Thrive and Survive upload that I did? That's great. Wow.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Wow.
As I said, compelling.
Teaching you how to thrive and survive.
See?
I can see why I didn't last long in the Navy. Good grief.
Big shout out to a bunch of people over here in Discord. Proper shout out to the participants on Discord. I'm about to shut up, man. I'm gonna leave you guys get the floor. I feel like I'm talking too much. Big Blue in the house. Bogoff, Bro Alem, Brian Mabbit, Brufus, Shaik, Dr. Bro, Farmer's Boy, Kaiser Brose, Left Bro Lane, Mars Mushrooms, Fetuses, and Tiny Captain. Thank you so much. If you guys got an image, anything old school history that you want to share, we'll put it up on screen. The floor is all yours. I'll be myself. Whoever want to take the lead, let's dance.
Well, I was just looking up the Library of Alexandria, and the story is that it burnt down. It seems that it probably didn't. It just declined gradually over the course of several centuries, apparently. Part of it was accidentally burnt by Julius Caesar during his civil war in 48 BC. But apparently it's a bit of an urban myth that it burnt down. So there's that.
This one is shared by Chaik. Letter on papyrus. I don't know how old it is. Look old. What do you know about that, Chaik?
But it's old.
Makes sense. But Farmer's Boy shared this one. This one is more quality than this one.
That's the Dresden Codex that you was trying to open up earlier on. That's
nice.
The oldest writing to exist in the Americas, the 11th to 12th century. That's the Mayan civilization. That's their hieroglyphs written on a paper that was made from tree bark, apparently. So yeah, that's 11th to 12th century.
I'm gonna, in my own, later on after the show and all that, later tonight, I'm gonna open those PDFs that I download because there was a lot of like really awesome images that I want to share with you guys. So I'm gonna try to find the date on those images. It's about cosmology and Earth and some math and depictions of some depictions really cool. I wanted to share, but it's just I got a couple things open and my computer is just too weak for that now. I should get either today or tomorrow in the next few days an 8 gigs of RAM that Beebles Earth is Live mailed me, and it should be arriving, if not today, very soon. And I'm looking forward to open this laptop for the first time and install extra little bit of RAM memory and see if it works smoother, Try to release the load.
Before you open anything, you should check which memory you have already, and if it makes sense to mix them, because mixing memories doesn't usually work well if they are not identical.
Yeah, I looked up a little bit, and this specific type of laptop comes with 8 gig memory stick, but it has another empty slot for you can add 8 more. I think if you put more than 8 in the other empty slot, it fuck it up. But if you put an 8 gigs also with it, so adding to the 8 gigs already,
it's not the size, Jose.
Work.
It's the
compatibility. Okay. Yeah.
It's
the speed
that it runs at. That's what needs to match.
Yeah, I'll look it up before I actually really install it and open it with the gadget on hand. I'll look up specifics and make sure that it's compatible with it. Yeah. Yep.
Check out what I found a couple of months ago. I posted it in Uncensored.
All right. Forget
Viking
GPS. Medieval compass guided Viking after sunset. How about that? Am I zoomed in? No, it's just right there. Okay. So this is a Viking compass. The hell?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't read. I was looking for the article that I read. It wasn't this one.
But I was able to open the image before they get bombarded with ads and shit. It was discovered in the 11th century convent in Greenland in 1948. It has been used as a compass by the Vikings as they traversed the North Atlantic Ocean from Norway to England. To where?
Greenland. Greenland.
Yeah, Greenland. Oh, copyright image. Copyright image on screen now.
Yeah, they found it in Greenland, didn't they?
Yes. Yes, I think it said they found it in an 11th century convent in Greenland.
Everybody in YouTube chat box, please play nice. There's a few new people. I mean, newer people in the chat box. Don't please to everybody. Do not personal attack. Don't call people. Don't tell people that they have mental issues. Don't do that. Let's not do that. Address the arguments. You can, just poke fun and and have a laugh. Let's try not to be too negative towards each other. Just have fun in the interaction. Big Blue has a lot of derp and stupidity to break down. Blue, you are being looked at under a microscope by a certain group. You want to tell us about it? They're on to you, Blue. Oh, no audio. Hello, Zebulon 181. I'm new too. When you're ready, Blue, do a mic check. You're probably busy over there. Let's try now. Hold on. Let's try Blue mic. Maybe work now. Whenever you're ready. If you're ready. Go ahead, Alem.
Oh, he's deafened. I was going to say, in the meantime, this is another proof of an ancient civilization that knew the Earth was a sphere. Yeah, their compass works are like at night even. So the Vikings, the mariners definitely knew the Earth was a sphere.
I didn't know better. I would say this has been all scripted out by you all, hasn't it?
Do what?
Wait, before we go to this one, I want to pay attention to this one. But there's a super chat that is catching the corner of my eye, and then I'll focus into this. Anamorphic Mind with a 666 super chat. Thank you for the $6.66. Hi, I'm new to YouTube. Anamorphic Mind. Hello, new person. I am new too. Good to see you. Welcome to the boom. What is this about 2 million years ago? What we have on screen right here? What's going on? Alem, you share this. I mean, Bogov.
Is this a scripted out episode you're doing?
No. I'm just going with the flow, man.
Wow. The truth.
Brian's going off at the deep end again.
Hold on, farmers. Let's try not to interrupt.
Okay.
It so happens that you're going through old texts and you've got people in here that know everything about.
I know.
Isn't that fucking amazing?
I'm surprised myself. I go like, what is going on here? 2 million years, what?
fucking stupid. They can't see.
Brian, this is what happens when people teach themselves, get an education, and read.
Teach yourself what? That there's curvature when there's no fucking evidence for it, and there's
whatever.
There is no evidence for. You've been fucking duped.
Brian, go and play your silly game somewhere else. It's boring.
To try and convince more people of your lies is not going to work.
Brian, you're a Poe.
Lying, deceiving people.
Brian, you're a Poe.
Trolling.
Yeah.
This is an act they are putting on. This is all
number
scripted.
one.
They are all
Number one.
Hold on, let Brian finish the rant.
Tell you about the bullshit.
It's not a rant. He's just playing silly buggers.
Let Brian finish his silly buggers then. Let
lunacy. You should all be fucking ashamed of yourselves. All of you.
Almost there.
Humanity.
Knowing what Brian does.
With complete
almost there.
Nonsense.
Really?
Getting there.
Yeah, so was British Rail, and look what happened to them.
All right. Now, this image was shared by you, Bogov, and I heard you. Can you say a few sentences? What is this right here? Please explain to me.
I'm trying to reboot my PC, so I was in the other room.
Let me hear him, Brian.
Script.
Let me hear him, Brian.
Brian, shut the fuck up for a minute. Christ,
no, I'm not. You're not doing this to fucking people.
I'll mute him then. He's not going to stop.
Yeah, lower him down. Don't talk over him.
If I were on a script, if I would have scripted this, I would have found the correct link to the correct article. I'm making coffee right now. What a doofus.
How the fuck 2,000 years ago did they fucking measure curvature? You thick cunts.
Hold on really quick. Bogov, what? Is it the fourth page we're on the script? Second paragraph, got it, yeah. Second paragraph, everybody. So Bogov, you want to tell us about this, and then Brian, after Bogov tell us. But we got 9. We got a 9-page script. We got a 9-page script. We're down in the third page, second paragraph. So we are still long ways away, Brian. We gotta try to move on.
We'll never get through it all.
We'll never get through it. 2 million years ago, I see this. What the hell is this? I just want to know because I find this ridiculous. I want to know what this is.
It is as obvious as the nose on your fucking face what you're doing.
But I want to hear what he's trying to tell me about this.
Brian, you asked a question. Let him try and explain.
Fucking evil bunch of cunts.
Brian, hold on, guys. Let me talk to Brian.
Section alive. That's all you're doing.
Brian, am I evil? Man, you think I'm evil?
Metallica. Shout out to Metallica.
Do you think I'm evil, an evil guy, bro?
As a person, no, you're not. You're probably a nice guy, but you've let money fucking dictate what you're going to say and what you are not going to say.
This is entertaining. I wanted to talk about history. This is something...
Chill. The same as the rest of the cunts in here.
This is incredible, Brian. 2 million years ago on screen, look.
Load of bollocks.
I'm 2,500 years old. I don't know what this is. This is the only thing that is I'm looking at. Oh, I see Maya here. I see Maya now.
Oh,
yeah, that's not the Mayan people. That's a person called Maya.
All lying, evil people.
All right, Brian. We got to lower down a little bit. We need to hear the other people. All right. You're gonna have your other rant, but I need to know what is this. I want to move on and present something more appealing to the eye. But I really want to know about this. Bogov, have the floor, please. Let's not interrupt Bogov.
Right, I found this a little while ago. It's been online for 7 years. So why it hasn't been picked up, I don't know. But it's basically a book that's been passed down the line like the Bible would have been through generations. And the sort of newest version of it, they reckon, is over 2,500 years old. But the story's been known of for 2 million years. Now, this book actually describes everything. Not just the planets and the way they move, the way the sun moves, the way the moon moves, the actual gravity. I mean, I'll send you the link. Just read the first page. You'll be amazed.
You're a fucking moron.
Cool, man. Brian, what you mad today, man?
1 million years ago, you thick cunt.
Come on, man. Necronomicon.
Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead.
You know what? I'm so happy. I actually am happy that Matthew Hall get to see what goes down in this channel. This is what goes down 90% of the time.
The worrying thing is,
it's entertaining.
You can't believe everything you're fucking told. Now you think you've got a book that is 2 million fucking years old. For fuck's sake.
No, that's not what he says at all.
You missed it, didn't he?
It's because he doesn't listen. He just comes here and shouts and presumes he knows what we're on about.
It's been handed down for 2 million fucking years.
Not the book.
Not the book, dumbass.
Story.
Oh, what? So what? That never happens. No, every bloody culture on the planet hasn't fucking done that.
Like a fucking arsehole.
You.
Easy, Brian. Easy.
Arsehole tells other people that they talk like arseholes.
Stories passed down the line through generations, been a human thing forever.
Yeah.
Well, wait a second. Wait a second. I hate to agree with Mabbott here, but Homo sapiens hasn't existed for more than 1 million years.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
And I can actually side with Brian Mabbott here, purely because I can understand why he's angry. Because if any civilization more than 1,000 years old possesses more scientific knowledge than me and literacy and intelligence, I'd be angry too.
It doesn't actually say it is 2 million years old. They say, going by the calculations in the texts, that they say it must have been known 2 million years back. So obviously it's not, but it's still its newest version is still over 2,500 years old.
It's an excuse for Brian to go blah 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 and pretend to be angry.
Oh, I knew the 2 mil would trigger him.
No. Well, reality triggers him. He has no truck with reality. But this is all a game anyway, so.
Well, they calculated astronomy that far back, I think is what they did, is what you mean. Another ancient text that's really interesting, Jose, is the Emerald Tablet. It's the first time we ever hear as above, so below. And Isaac Newton translated it from Latin. There's some versions of it. It's pretty cool, actually. It's cool poetry. But flat earthers might like it because they can figure out the difference between above and below.
Is that due to density?
There's a funny thing.
Things below have more disequilibrium of density, something.
There's a funny thing that I realized when I was taking a piece now. If I say, how much I owe you? $2, that's nothing. How much I owe you? $200. That's expensive, like for real. How much I owe you? $2,000. Fucking A, are you crazy? You're fucking ridiculous. Hell fucking no. How much I owe you? $2 million. And I got my pinky finger in my mouth. $2 million. Oh my God. Leave the room because Brian Mabbott will lose his shit when big number is mentioned. Boom.
That's true. Don't like big numbers.
Big numbers are scary. And I thought the history, the actual history topic was going to trigger some people. But Brian really got triggered with the 2 million, with that big number that was thrown in there, mixed with the history.
It is a good topic.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I appreciate it. And I don't know a lot about it. That's why I said, let me entertain. We don't entertain a lot of our history. I mean, I kind of put more of the old text on all books, but actual history. But I like the actual history that is somehow documented, written, or drawn somewhere, you know? Very cool.
There's no escaping the Mayan calendar. And the Mayans knew it was a globe.
No, that's a big statement right there. Fetishes, when you hear that, the Mayan knew that the Earth is a globe. What are your thoughts when you hear that? If you are there, Lemon.
Not only did they know it was a globe, Jose, they knew it had a wobble, and they knew how long that wobble took to process.
Mm.
They knew we were tilted.
Crazy stuff. 2 million. Wow.
You could say that the 2012, which was supposed to be the end of the world, you could argue that it corresponds to the end of the last age and the beginning of the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Don't make me say.
No singing. No singing.
Well, they did think that was the end of the world, didn't they? That's why the calendar ended.
Well, is it just as far as their calendar went?
Or we interpret it that way. I mean, who's to know?
Woo! You see, we blew up too early, all the energy, Brian, man. You have to start slow and then blow up at the end. Even Lemon's still in shock to hear you going off like that. He's doing a prayer. He's on his knees, probably, for you, so you can keep good health and try to control yourself a little better.
Oh, is that what he's doing? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just speculating here.
So maybe you farmers, there's a good statue. There's some in England of the Mithras, the cult of Mithras, the ancient Romans. There's always in all of these underground things, cults, there's a statue of Mithras killing a bull.
Oh,
that was the end of the age of the end of Taurus into the age of Pisces. Yeah, so the ancient Romans were like, it was an underground cult, right? That's why we have no documents on Mithras.
I got something to share with you guys, a little slightly different, but it's a 1 minute and 30 seconds video clip. You know that I uploaded a few days ago, a video of Einstein in 3 minutes. So Einstein talks on Russia and Ukraine. Just a bullshit title, but still, it's just a good old, just Albert Einstein speaking. I never heard his voice besides those clips that I found on the interwebs, I got another clip of Einstein I want to share with you guys. And this one, he talks about the theory of relativity and the EMC squared. It's a 1 minute and 30 seconds. So hopefully you guys watching my screen share. We're going to watch this. I'm going to click in here. I'm going to full screen it. And we are going to take a little look. Albert Einstein, 1 minute, 30 seconds. We'll start now. There's somebody a little bit of a hot mic. Let me see who it is so the person can mute. Left lane, that's you, I think. Can you mute?
Yeah, man.
Little bit of a background noise coming up. There you go. All right, we're going to play this clip of Albert Einstein. Did I lose the screen share? Yes, I did. Fuck.
You did.
Shit. Share your screen. Why did I close that? Why did I close it? Oh, I pressed the X instead of the minimize to tell left lane. Okay, I guess I'll share again. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna give you guys a chance to.
It's left lane's fault.
Left lane, your fault. All right, you should see a black, this dark player. Click on my screen share. We got a 1 minute 30 seconds of Albert Einstein. He talks a little bit about the EMC squared thing. We're gonna play it in 3, 2, 1. It should have audio. Here we go. He's gonna speak in a minute. Patience.
The realities of 20th century science, its power, are linked with Einstein's image.
It followed from the special theory of relativity that mass and energy are both but different manifestations of the same thing. A somewhat unfamiliar conception for the average mind. Furthermore, the equation E is equal mc squared, in which energy is put equal to mass multiplied with the square of the velocity of light, showed that very small amount of mass may be converted into a very large amount of energy, and vice versa. The mass and energy were in fact equivalent, according to the formula mentioned above. This was demonstrated by Cockcroft and Walton in 1932 experimentally.
The world of experience and the narrowness of consciousness bring about a sort of atomizing of the life of every human being.
How about that? What do you think? Einstein in his full glory.
Yeah.
That cool, man.
He looks a little frazzled there.
A little on the old side.
Well,
Have you heard Einstein speaking before, Mavitt? He sounds strange.
Yeah, I was going to say, for the record, Jose, your English is better than his.
Nah, how dare you.
No, to be for real, I haven't listened to him really before. And yet,
yeah, like
his accent's thicker than yours, and serious.
Like more of a high-pitched voice that I thought he would speak. With a girly voice.
You should listen to the very few recordings of Stalin speaking then, if you think that guy's high-pitched. Some of these people just don't sound at all like you would imagine them to.
That's what killed Charlie Chaplin's career.
Yeah, talkies.
I think this. Let's see. I see SC Montreal and Big Blue in the chat box in the Daily Boom.
Oh yeah,
having all kinds of fun. I just let them be. I'm not gonna intervene whatsoever. That's you. You guys are playing, so I'm not gonna interrupt the game. Why?
Behaving themselves, bless them.
Yeah. When there's a game, why am I gonna be a party pooper and just throw all the pieces to the ground? I want to play too. No, fuck that. I just don't want to play. I want to get in between. I see Montreal can hit me with a rotten fish he found in the garbage. Blue can smack me with a wrench or something in the face. No, hell no. I'm gonna get in the middle of those two. So fucked up, so wrong and so right.
Just stand back and leave them to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, guys. Sort it out between yourselves. Yeah.
They are, if you guys want to read and see what's going on with SC Montreal and Big Blue, they are in the Discord server, the Daily Boom. That's what I tell you guys. You got to join the Daily Boom Discord server now. It's really active when the show is live. It's dead. I mean, there's no other word. It's mostly dead when the show is not live. But every once in a while, actually does pick up and catches up. And it's all kinds of entertaining discussions. So if you want to go and join the Discord server, the Daily Boom, I'll give you speaking roles, posting roles. You don't have to speak, but you will have the capability to do it if you wish to. If I see a new person popping in and I recognize your name, I'll give you roles. If I don't recognize you and you cannot read or see any room, you got to send me a direct message on Discord or any other moderator so we can give you speaking roles. Gary969 wrote something over here. We have a We have a photograph of a wave, a surfer on a wave, and it says, and I quote, water cannot bend. Does anybody have any thoughts on this image? Because it's very contradictory. Well,
It tends to lie flat.
The text versus the view is contradictory. Lemon, what was that?
Water tends to lie flat. When we think of water flowing, it tends to flow until it affects a flat level. When we think of flow, what happens? Like a bunch of marbles climbing over or under, each other marble, the water would do a similar process where one part of the water would climb over or under another part of the water until all parts of the water are at the same elevation. We tend to think of that as a flat level, not as a curve. So based off of that, we would tend to say that water tends to lie flat, not curved.
But it's always moving. I mean, there's always movement going on in the water.
Well, if there was one part higher or lower than the water, like if you saw in a curve, it would tend to flow until all parts were next to each other. That would tend to be something flat, not curved.
Well, what about if forces are applied to it?
Like the force of quote unquote gravity?
Gravity or centrifugal force or any force applied to it?
Well, people don't think of gravity as a force. They tend to talk about it pulling to the center of a ball, but we don't see gravity doing that at all. People will say, okay, stuff goes down, but that just because stuff goes down doesn't necessarily mean that it goes into a ball curve shape. So that's a bit of a flaw in logic. And stuff doesn't always
if I took a 200-pound dumbbell and put it in your hands and you had to stand there and hold it, would you say that dumbbell is applying a force to you?
I think you would say that it's applying a force, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the result of gravity. That force.
But we're talking about a flaw in logic, though, where we're trying to jump from that to say that it's making water curved. What were you saying?
Fucking assholes.
Sorry. What were you saying, Mr. Mabbott?
They're talking a load of shite.
They are, but it's just a real jump in logic to say just because a dumbbell presses down on my hand that all of a sudden water curves around a ball. That's a huge jump in logic for a flatty.
But it's that same force created by the gravitation that
there is no fucking gravity.
So you're saying something's pressing down on the water like a dumbbell, or are you trying to say that the water is affecting a curved shape because of that? That's two different contradictory ways to look at it, because the dumbbell is pushing down on my hand. It's not pushing down on the water. So if we're going to deal with the most necessary logic that actually follows as much as possible without too many leaps and bounds of logic, you're saying that the dumbbell is pushing down on my hand. And now you're saying what? The dumbbell is pushing down on the water and making it curve? I mean, what's the leap in logic there? I mean, you're going to need
the dumbbell is the water.
We were talking about how water curves. That's why we need to stay focused with this stuff. How is water curving based off of this logic?
Well,
I'm not following with that.
You have to be able to connect the force that's acting upon the water, and I was trying to, elucidate that fact that there is a force that's holding us down and keeps us on the.
Not.
It's too much of a effort to try to connect these disconnected things. So I'm going to have to go with another chain of logic. I'm going to have to go with charge field separation, that we're in some sort of field, I'd say the ether, that has some sort of electromagnetic charge that determines whether stuff floats or goes up or goes down, and things just go to their respective charge layer or something like that. I'd say that the medium that we're in, the ether, is stratified electrically in such a way that things can go up, down, or float to their respective layer. And that's what we call quote unquote gravity.
I gotta do a shout out to Anamorphic Mind for supporting the channel with a $5 super chat and saying your new Batman movie is getting a lot of high prices. Jose, you should be proud. Everyone loves your acting. I'm Batman. I'm vengeance. Thank you, Anamorphic Mind. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go watch the movie on Thursday. Boom. Cannot wait. Yeah, I heard lots of good things about it. I don't wear a mask. I'm not Batman. Sorry about that. That's where that comment came from. Yesterday, it was a little bit of a controversy about me. I said, why do I have to wear a mask? I'm not a superhero. I'm not Batman. So Anamorphic Man actually thinks I'm Batman. So, shh, don't tell him. I'm Boom Man.
So, Lemon, in that image that I posted and tagged you, what exactly going there with the ether?
You have some sort of aquarium that's spinning, and the water is going out trying to escape the container.
Why?
You spun it, and it starts to go outward with centrifugal force.
Ah, centrifugal force. So there's a force that somehow work against your ether.
In what way?
I don't know. The water are higher at one side and lower in the middle.
Well, when you spin an aquarium, you get centrifugal forces. I guess the water just tries to escape its container, depending on how fast you spin it.
So it's only a matter of forces. You can bend water with forces, right?
Okay, well, then the next thing that you need is to prove that your force is actually doing what you say it's doing. You'd have to prove that gravity is bending the water. As far as I can tell, you inferred that it should, but you haven't really shown that it can or could.
I'll go with your ether. Your ether is just applying a force, which I can show I can work against with another force. So you ether, call it however you like, it's just a force to push the water down.
Well, we don't know if gravity is a thing ipso facto in and of itself, or if it is just the leftover result of other forces that are left over, other forces that have been applied, like electromagnetism. Because of gravity's frankly inconsistent theory, I'm going to have to go with something that holds more promise, something like electromagnetics or something else.
So with enough ether, force, magnetic, whatever you want, I can bend water.
I guess once you spin your freaking aquarium around in a circle like you did here.
No, if I have a ball, which all forces working perpendicular to the surface, that's all I need. The water will bend by itself.
Well, because there was a little bit of a break, I just finished typing this comment, but I'm going to read the comment that I just typed. And it's to Matthew Hall, because he's the new guy here today. And first time I encountered him was earlier on the Arwin chat box. Matthew Hall, anytime, another day, because we are kind of caught up in this, in the heat of the day now. Another day, you and me here on Discord, let's have a discussion. It could be fun, man. I am illiterate in many things. I am. And I repeat, I am illiterate in many things. I'm not even lying. It should be easy for you to make me look bad. It should be very easy for you to make me look bad. And I'll take it, man. So you and me one day over here on Discord, I'll appreciate it. It's going to be, we're going to have an audience over here on Discord as a panelist, but if it's you and me having the, an open discussion, we'll just talk you and me for a few minutes, and then, we'll keep it interactive. But yeah, whenever you want, man. Paul says, if only Einstein and Hawking were still around, they could discuss this with Lemon. None of us are actually really qualified. Your thoughts, Lemon? Is that fair?
I think authorities can only do so much. Authority sometimes gets stuck in its own head. And sometimes you need common sense and outsiders outside of the authority or structure to bring truth to light, especially with stuff like this flat earth stuff. It would be too much crow for them to eat to admit that Bronze Age sheep herders armed with nothing but their senses, the scriptures, and basically, their own eyes got it correct when they said that the earth was motionless and most likely flat, covered in domed plain.
Well, the problem is those guys are going to come with their ammunition, which would be, the demonstrations and experiments and the equations that predict their outcomes. And what could you provide them in rebuttal?
You appear to be assuming that they have something to provide. but I need to see it first. As far as I can tell, the laser tests, infrared and long distance imaging are pointing to a flat plane, not a globe. I guess we can have faith in authority as much as we wish, but ultimately you're going to need some sort of delivery, some sort of consistency from this authority to prove that the emperor does have clothes or not. Faith in the authority is nice, be it God or the elites of scientism, but ultimately that authority will need to deliver.
Well, see, you could stand on the scale in your bathroom and see that you're registering a force on those scales. And then you could get like a Gauss meter and, you know, some way to measure electromagnetism and static electricity and, you know, have all that stuff present and see if you can detect this thing that we can't see or no one's ever demonstrated. And see why you have weight.
Well, we were originally trying to connect this to why water curves. It's a huge leap in logic to say that just because stuff weighs downward, that it affects a curved shape in a ball. One does not follow the other. Therefore, because of that critical misstep in logic, we're going to need to look again.
So if Earth was a
sphere, to define downward.
Yeah. Well, if Earth was a sphere and there was such a thing as gravity, do you think that water would stick to it in the way it does? The way we describe it?
One doesn't necessarily follow the other. It appears that we brought in some sort of other premise, some sort of other foundation for our thinking that needs to be discussed. We've basically assumed that forces would pull to the center of a ball. Why does that follow? I mean, if space itself around objects like you and me is full of electromagnetic fields and other forces, I don't know if that would necessarily be the case. Space would need to participate with the object in structuring whatever happens. So I think the only way that it would pull to the center of a ball like you think is if space is without any sort of force or property. And the only game in town is this mystical gravity force pulling to the center of a ball. But as far as I can tell, that doesn't follow since space is full of forces around the object.
Well, the cause of gravity is a mystery, but the fact that it exists is not. And Blue Marble Science has got an excellent demonstration for that.
Well, we're trying to see what's actually necessary to explain what's going on so we can at least figure out what's going on by taking necessary action. If we're making gravity do all of this extra stuff with leaps and bounds of logic that don't quite follow, potentially we're just going to go into mysticism, where we're ultimately not going to be able to figure out what's the case or not because we've made so many extra unnecessary assumptions potentially. At that point, we're getting out of science and we're going into philosophy or mysticism. But science did used to be known as the natural philosophy.
Yeah, in the meantime, though, we have a real experiment that's given some real data. It's shown that gravity is real, but no, you have to say no.
Because of the questionable interpretation of the experiment.
No, not a questionable interpretation.
I can do the same experiment that you do and have a totally different interpretion.
You could have a totally different wrong interpretation. Yeah, you could have a totally different and wrong interpretation. I mean, you could say there's some mystical God, only God can see fairies or something that move it. But
well, you're assuming that gravity pulls to the center of a ball.
No, we're not assuming anything. We know that had to be true.
That had to be true, or that it was true?
That it is true.
The main thing is these questionable interpretations open up a different way to interpret even what you did in the experiment. At that point, we're talking about the philosophy of the interpretation.
No, we're not talking about any philosophy, Lemon. We're talking about science, basic science.
And science is nothing without the interpretation. You're acting like science just presents something and that's the way it is, but it's
science presents facts. That's correct. And you interpret these facts according to science. That's correct.
And so the question is the quality of the interpretation.
Oh, the quality is excellent. The interpretation is excellent too.
All right. Encourage. We need a few more thumbs up, and I know everybody watching right now haven't hit the like button. So please consider doing that and support the channel. There's links in the description box and also a super chat on how you do that. We are gonna Let it roll another. Oh no, we're halfway there. Shit, we got a long way to go, man. Carry on, guys. I found a fucking eight. Where my words are. I found a video on Isaac Newton, one of the oldest videos about gravity, explaining the pull, the force and the pull of gravity, with Isaac Newton type of thing. I'm not gonna play it today. I'm gonna leave it for another day. I might find a little. I'm gonna find a little clip probably, and then let you know, guys, when I'm ready, because it's in topic right now. Boom. Bruce J.G. Wayne. I'm not Batman. I'm Boom Man. I am Batman. Having fun yet?
A blast, Jose. Having a blast.
Hell yeah. All right, there's a few people that I gotta shout out. There's a few tag teams, so a few groups of people that are having all kinds of fun. Sean Hawking and Balance Truths are having a dance in the YouTube chat box. And Blue Marble Science and SC Montreal are dancing also over here on the Daily Boom Discord server. And then we're just cruising along over here on the Discord server, the Daily Boom voice chat. Thank you all for being here. And Matthew Hall is having fun too. He got a few shout outs today, see? Even though he timed me out on Arwin earlier, he got triggered for something I say. He got mad. He timed me out. Oh, man. Do you guys know that Arwin had a meltdown on Saturday? He had a bad meltdown, man. He lost it again. He was yelling and cursing and crying on stream.
Not another one.
He was crying and yelling on stream, man.
Yeah. That guy really needs some help. It ain't right.
I give you a quick sneak peek, but you guys gotta watch his channel. I might clip it another day. I might do one of my little editing videos with the newest Arwin meltdown here. Let me see.
You're okay.
Hold on. Like 15 minutes. I know the first yelling was like
his stance, against LGBT.
Minutes, maybe.
Before most of us realized what it really is, right?
Oh, motherfucker! I'm angry when I had something. I had it all planned earlier, and it just doesn't.
But we had everything scripted, Jose, remember?
I know, man. I you see, guys, you told me I love the script.
I even called you earlier. We're wearing the same color shirts, right?
Shit, man. All right. Let's open this over here. 15 minutes is the first meltdown. Let me share this screen and see if we got if I am able to do this.
Completely irredeemable
I am sharing
and
my
out
screen.
of control.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay.
Right?
Play a minute.
They've been doing it, programming that even before most of us realized what it really is, right? So yeah, it's not surprising that most people are just immediately like click, and they're just gonna what the dude? Who the fuck is doing that?
Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Seriously, dude. Get a fucking life.
What? You gonna start yelling at his plants?
Good. Hey, just brace yourself. Brace yourselves.
Okay, I'm braced.
No,
I'm in the
shit, it
brace
wasn't
position.
you. It's that piece of shit troll again. Just leave me the fuck alone, you fucking asshole.
Just tell us how you really feel, Arwin.
Right. So let's get back to the subject that I will stick to. and now get more intense, because that's probably the fucking reason you started doing that, you fucking scumbag! You filthy troll scumbag agent bastard! Narrative reinforcing piece of shit!
Oh dear.
Yeah? I'll just get back to what I was talking about.
No, that's nothing.
Right?
No, that's
and
nothing.
that is that the programming
Let me go over here to the 37
has been like
seconds.
engaging for 20 years. I've
here.
seen it happen.
Let me go right here, 3648. Let's see what we
the
got.
Fuck to do about this? The only end result I just get to is just freaking take the torture. Just that. Like, that's the only fucking thing I'm supposed to do, is just take the fucking torture!
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He actually lost it there.
Who took the jam out of his donut?
See if it's magic.
Air torture.
Man. Shout out to Arwin, man. That wasn't me. I didn't watch the live show. Somebody told me about the live show. I didn't trigger him that day.
Yeah.
Wasn't
well,
you trolling
guess
him
what?
irresponsibly?
Taking the fucking torture breaks my abilities. It makes me unable to do what I'm good at.
What is he good at?
What is he good at?
He needs help.
And the only freaking way I can even temporarily escape from it is by venting rage. Yeah? You know how fucking weak I feel being bound to that type of action just to get a glimpse like I can survive. It's terrible!
Bit of word salad.
I think he's forgot what he's angry about.
Yep. Let's get. Alright.
The devil, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm expressing myself, Surface Day. You don't have the fucking ability to tell what's talking through me. You seem to be so easily just like, oh, I'm just gonna do that. You don't have the fucking level to do that. Stop pretending like you're some high insight spirit. You're not. You're okay. Sometimes. Yeah? You can't judge me.
Shout out to Arwin. Go check it out.
Guy needs some serious help, man. He should be.
Let's not talk about mental issues here, please. Nobody from one side or another, please. Let's not do it. Shout out to Arwin.
It makes me feel bad that I get tickled when his head spins around.
I stopped by today. I said, like, dude, I heard you had a meltdown on Saturday. You went off. Yeah, because blah, 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 and whatever bullshit, you know. He said, like, yeah, I did it. I said, like, you know what? We'll go crazy and we start ranting and lose our shit every once in a while. So it is what it is. I told him, take it easy and take care. He said, like, yeah, man, I had to let it out. I got this built up and I got to just explode sometimes. Yeah, you do you, man. I hold it myself and I laugh it off or cry watching movies. That's how my emotions go out. I don't lose my shit that crazy in that sense on YouTube. I'd rather watch some funny clips. I don't know. I laugh out loud until I cry when I see people eating disgusting things and picking it off like surströmming or whatever you call it, that stinky fish. I see people doing that challenge. They're just eating a stinky canned fish, like fermented, and people are doing the gagging. I just laugh so much that people puking made me laugh. But when I feel like really, like in a state, like I gotta release something, I watch something either funny and then you just laugh until I cry. but off, and then and then all the emotions kind of get released out in that way. I don't gotta do that spectacle for YouTube. Not necessary for me.
Yeah, that's called emotional regulation, and the opposite is emotional dysregulation.
Well, when your cart goes off the rails, you put your cart back on the rails and you keep going. But some people tie a rope to it and just drag it around in the gravel, like Arwen.
Sean said that his grandmother would say that Arwen has the devil on him. Zebulon 181, dude, I cry watching movies. I don't know how many times I have watched the movie that always, movie always makes me cry, and I choke. And if I try to speak in certain points in this movie, my voice will just crack up and just like the cry. I hold it inside. The Green Mile, motherfucking movie makes me cry, man. And I watch it. I know every twist of it. I know a lot of phrases, but The Green Mile is the movie that have to, made me cry, motherfucker. Anamorphic Mind for $5. Jose eats ice cream while watching Sleepless in Seattle. That's funny. I like that. I appreciate it, man.
Did I hear correctly that SC Montreal was in the chat earlier? Or?
It's in the Daily Boom talking to Blue right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry I had to leave. Every time, I'll get involved in a discussion. As soon as I do that, my wife will call, and I got to get off.
Yeah. Charlie Welsh know what I'm talking about when I say surströmming. Yeah, dude. There are some funny videos of people that have never smelled that and we experienced that of opening a can of surströmming and testing it. Yeah, that's something to watch, bro. There was a guys. This was so hilarious. There was a group of guys, like I don't know, 4 or 5 guys around a table outside in the yard, and they drank like a shot of juice, different color juices. One like fruit punch, the other one like grape, the other one like orange. Different color juices. And then they did this challenge, bro. And since the smell came out, once the first one just puked a little bit, and you can see like the red juice puke, everybody like puking color juice, like, bro, such a fucking mess, so disgusting, but so hilarious for some reason. I don't know. That's my weird, strange sense of humor that I gotta watch that. it makes me cry of laughter.
Did you, Jose? Did you see the channel that I shared with you? With the guy that draws he draws like characters, and on one side and the other side.
Yes. It's really cool, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. My friends were watching. I was like, "What the heck is this?" We sat there for
really cool.
hours watching that. Me and my wife and the kids watching a lot of his videos. Really, really talented.
Yeah, really, really good. That guy. Now, Matthew Hall, because you are new in the channel, there are certain limits that you don't break, that you don't step over. You can somehow insult people. You can type the word fuck. I see you did. It's okay. It's very openly. There are certain things that you don't do here. We don't do politics in here. We don't talk about health issues over here. We don't type those over here, and we don't personally attack other individuals, like calling somebody, like I don't even want to say it. It's so wrong. Calling certain people certain things, accusations. We don't do that here in this channel. So I'm sorry, but I will keep monitoring. And if I miss something, please somebody tag me, Jose. Look at this comment that this person typed, and I will put it in the balance. If it's within YouTube guidelines, if it's okay, if it doesn't affect anybody personally, if it's not a personal insult or accusation, it's okay. I let it be. But when it's something really hard, I will delete it because YouTube does not agree with that, and I will hate to lose my channel for somebody's comment. Yes, we are in YouTube house. We must follow certain rules and regulations. So we don't play by our rules. We play by YouTube rules. Let's stick to that and have fun, bro. That guy is fucking talented. Yeah. Really good, man. And that gave me an idea, it's a cool thing. Emojis, drawing emojis halfway and drawing, just completing another character, or drawing a nice little happy frog in one side and just doing a zombie frog in the other side, or a monster or a devil or some shit like that. Really cool idea.
Yeah.
And you can make it as whatever you want, I can make it as whatever you want. It's not a specific, set of rules. You can go all in those type of creating. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really, really good.
Yeah. Woo! I was gonna look. Oh, I was
No, I was gonna say, get out of here. I would really love to get a one-on-one with Gary one day, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, because every time we get Gary on, he gets on and he spouts his nonsense and he runs away.
Huh.
So,
Gary Wybanga?
Yeah.
Gary, what would we be talking about? There's only one Gary.
All right. Yeah, he's for a cow farmer, he really needs to watch that thing about
a
cows.
One-on-one with Gary one. Yeah.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's no need to disrespect what personal things you do in your real life. I don't find it bad.
Yeah.
Give or take, He could be a cow farmer. He could be a washing dishes. I mean, it doesn't change anything.
Right. We just poke fun at it, though. It's all right.
Yeah. No, not as a shield. He actually means as like an insult.
The cow farmer thing refers to the who's the guy on British TV? This cow is small. Those cows are far away.
Got it.
Father Ted.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to reference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it also means. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm done.
I was gonna say it also means don't quit your day job.
Yeah, specifically referring to, let me see if I can find it. Gary's interpretation of how far away Polaris is.
Yeah.
That'll be in an upcoming video soon. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be listening in the background, guys. I can get out of here.
Peace, brother. Take care.
Yep.
All right, guys. I'm still sharing my screen. I'm gonna play this maybe in the next time. From the 1920s.
Ooh.
And it's public domain. It's really cool. Visionary 1920s film containing imaginative astrophysical visualizations. It's a very cool one. I'll just kind of play a few seconds. It's 10 minutes. We can maybe entertain it and break it down. And it's like with big letters like this. I mean, it's a silent movie. It's a silent movie. One great riddle of the world was solved when Sir Isaac Newton discovered what holds the words in their places. There you go. This is a dramatization. When an apple fell at his feet, he began to wonder why everything falls to earth and never in another direction. We can do this now, right? Let's go through it. Farmers, you read the next line.
And then it came to him. What seems to fall to earth is really being pulled to earth.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Oh, hello.
Here we go.
This pull of the earth draws not only the falling fruit, it holds the trees and everything else to the earth.
Nice.
Yeah.
If anybody have any comments or thoughts, we will stop it and tell us about it.
A shot fired from a gun also feels this pull and falls to earth after a distance. With enough force behind it, this cannonball could go on and on, like another moon.
Oh shit!
Oh, look at it! I'll smack you in the back of the head.
Look like an orbit to me.
It certainly does.
What we call orbit today.
If this force suddenly ceased, nothing could remain on Earth. Yeah, we'd be in trouble.
Whoa! Uh-oh. Nothing is sticking to the ground anymore. Oh, shit. He's in trouble. There he goes.
The Earth herself would burst into fragments without this pulling power. How are they going to do this? This is going to be good.
Here we go. Oh, no! Beautiful.
Being much larger than the Earth, the Sun has enough drawing force to pull all the other planets to him.
Any thoughts so far, guys? You're watching this. You got to tell me, man. Give me some feedback here.
That was some Death Star action.
Yeah. But bearing in mind, this is 1920. You know, I mean, it's not bad, is it, for the age?
Is this translate from French?
I have no idea. Might be.
Earth is her and sun is him.
Right, translated from Spanish or Italian, yeah. The moon is her and the sun is him, yeah. Alright, let's see what's next over here. This is cool. I appreciate this.
Say her and him to make it more romantic.
Yeah.
But the planets spin so fast that another force develops, which tries to fling them out into space. What could that be?
This video is good.
With the sun pulling towards himself and their own speed seeking to hurl them away, the planets are given the elliptical course.
This is really good for flat earthers, that ask these questions. This is a very simple way with visualizations. They can learn a lot from this one.
Yeah.
So they don't ask the questions. How does your globe do this? Well, look at this video, big. Easy. They should know this. They don't have to ask this question because they know how the globe works. And it's, This is 1920s, man.
Each day the moon shows us how the planets pull and are pulled.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Pull and push. I mean, pull and pull.
We all have observed the changing tides. It's true.
Here we go.
Yep, tides out.
Practical effects are awesome, man.
Tides coming in.
Yeah. Even a child could understand this, says Welton. I feel you. You hear that little bark in the background? Yes. That's one of my dogs.
As the moon spins around the Earth, she also tries to attract it.
Why is it all of a sudden? Goes from him back to it.
Look at that. Look at that practical.
Yeah. Being so much smaller, the moon can only pull up the water of the ocean, thus making high tide.
It was the ocean.
There you go. Look at that. Look at the bulge in the water.
Yeah. You see the bulge on the other side as well.
Really cool.
The moon has no light of her own. Here we go. Yeah.
All right. Can you read that now?
The moon has no light of her own. She shines only where sunlight strikes her.
Oof.
Yes.
Woo, that's a big, bold statement right there. I want to ask, let me see who's in here in Discord. We still got Brian Mabbott listening, and 56 left. Brian Mabbott, I don't know if you're able to speak, but this statement right here, I have heard the opposite from a small group of people. But this is very well understood that the moon has no light on her own. She shines only when the sunlight strikes her. And that is a fact. Beautiful. Look at that. Hails to the year.
What was the question?
Over here, there's a text that says that the moon has no light of her own. The moon is a she. So the moon has no light of her own. She shines only where the sunlight strikes her. That's a truth statement. And I'm committing to it. You agree?
No.
No, why?
Inverse square of light tells you that light to be traveling 238,000 miles back to Earth as a reflection. As we see it from here, you can read newspapers and it casts shadows. Every quarter of the distance, it doubles the strength. By the time you got to the moon, it would be burning your eyes out. It's nonsense.
What?
The inverse square of light law tells you that the moon is not.
I would agree with you if as close as you got to the moon. Listen, if
no, it's not. No, shut up, child. I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to listen
I
to
don't
what
fucking
you're saying.
care if you want to listen, Brian.
That's the question.
That's not a question.
I'm answering that question. I don't want you to butt in. I was asked the question.
No, that's not up to you, Brian. You don't decide who speaks here.
Not you.
You're asked the
Thank
question.
you for agreeing with me.
Well, let me.
I would agree, and I would finish. I would finish what I say.
It's not where they tell us, and it is not what they tell us.
Okay.
Let me ask you.
Wait. I want to finish what I began to say. So I would agree with you, Brian, that everything you said is true. If the moon, even we got close to it, will maintain the same angular size, then yes, it would burn our eyes. But it doesn't maintain its angular size, does it?
We're talking about angular size. We're talking about.
We're talking about light intensity, yes.
By it, and we're
talking about the moon.
By the moon.
The moon having its own light.
When we got to the moon, it would burn your eyes out.
If it was the same angular size, yes.
Square law of light.
Yes, but you don't see it, do you?
It's nonsense.
When you're very close to the moon, you see very little of what you saw before.
A model that is fucking ridiculous.
All right, so I guess Brian disagrees. I'm sorry, man. You disagree.
Jose,
look, with the demonstration now. Sorry, guys.
You're an intelligent guy.
No, right.
One of your neighbours or your cousins to run down the street with a fucking torch and see when it disappears. Inverse square law of light.
Well, I don't.
As it goes away from you.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
When you go closer, it increases in
brightness. In brightness, yeah. I don't disagree with that. What does that have to do with the moon having its own light, or the sun, or it only shines where the sunlight strikes her?
I don't know that. I have no. But what we do know,
that's what we were talking about.
Totally eliminate is that the sun is 238,000 miles away.
The sun, the moon. You misspoke.
Sorry, the moon. Sorry.
Yeah. You misspoke. Yeah.
Because we've seen allegedly pictures from the moon, and it looks like a dirty, grey, dusty ball, where it should burnt the lenses out of the cameras.
Why?
No, why?
Why?
Inverse square law of light, you thick cunt.
Okay, we got it. Yeah. All right, let's continue watching this. Now we got a demonstration here on this. The moon is bright where the sun is shining, and now we get, there you go. Look at that, a face of the moon, Brian. There you go. It's new moon now. Look, it's new moon. You see the new moon on screen? I'm sharing my screen share. That's a new moon, Brian.
By the way, inverse square law, you thick cunt, is not a complete sentence.
No.
Don't add thick cunt to it. Come on.
You thick cunt.
Let's not do it, Alem. Come on. We're trying to move on. We're trying to finish this video right here. 5 minutes. There comes the other face, the faces of the moon again. How about
that? When the Earth shuts off all the sunlight, the moon is dark. There is an eclipse of the moon.
Ooh, we're going to an eclipse now. Here we go. Like the practical effects.
Yeah.
Physically done this somehow. Physical model, scale model somehow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
No, that's a bunk. Can we see the one before? I think they mixed the phases with the
eclipse. They might have, but we're gonna push. Yeah, but we're gonna push through it. We're gonna finish it up. Then we can go back to specifics. Remember the timing? It was like in 5 minutes.
Though she is always there and always round, we can see of the moon only that portion lighted by the sun, which is fairly obvious, I guess.
Uh-oh. Look at this.
Oh.
Beautiful stuff. The mechanism that which they do this model.
The sun's waxing, the moon's waxing, sorry, we can see more and more of it. And we're heading towards full moon.
It's fantastic.
Hammers, have you been recruited by them?
By who?
Because I see your role changing.
Okay. Well, right. Sorry, where were we?
As the moon changes.
As the moon changes her position, we see varying portions of her. Thus, we get the phases of the moon. Stop interrupting, you rude twat.
Come on.
They recruited you.
Well, I can't call him a twat, but he can call us cunts.
I recruited Farmer's Boy, Brian Mavitt, to read this video that we got going on.
He did. He asked me to do the reading.
To read it's a silent film, and I said, Farmers, you got a good reading voice. So can you read it for me? Yeah, he's been recruited by me today. So thus we get the phases of the moon. I hope we get a nice demonstration of this over here in some kind of a mechanical, physical scale model. Look at that.
Waning away. And it's going.
Oh, near moon. There you
go. The evening sky reveals around about 6,000 stars to the naked eye.
Nice.
Over here, there's always bloody clouds.
Look at that. It looks so cool.
But if we go to an observatory,
see your role changing.
Yeah, you said that already.
Like what, Brian? What's going on?
What was my role before?
Jose?
I recruited Farmer's Boy today to read this. To read the silent screens, the silent, the text.
I will monitor it. I will monitor.
Well, YouTube is monitoring us all the time, man. That's why I try not to break the rules, the guidelines. By YouTube, I mean Google. Yeah, they're watching us, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Listening too.
And look through a modern telescope. Oh, no, that's a telescope. Look at that.
That's a big-ass, old-school telescope.
That's a big telescope.
We're just having fun watching an old film here, Brian, man.
That's not on the tripod, is it?
And it is 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go.
We see millions of stars where we formerly saw only 6,000.
That statement, Brian Mavitt. With our naked eye, we see roughly 6,000 stars. Let's say thousands of stars. With our naked eye, if we really want to count and focus well, yeah, it sounds about right. We can see it 5,000-6,000 dots in the sky with our naked eye. But if we use a telescope and poof, zoom in a little bit, dude, there's going to be stars in between stars and then stars in between those stars. Whatever they are, there are going to be dots in the sky. and they could be counted as much as millions. I don't have to disagree with that. There's nothing off about it. Are you okay with that statement, Brian? That with a telescope we can see millions of stars, when with the naked eye we can only see a few thousands. Big numbers are scary. I know.
Am I okay with what?
Are you okay with this statement? With your naked eye, you can see a few thousand of stars in the sky with your naked eye. You can count them. And with a telescope, you can see millions of stars.
Not in the UK, you can't.
Well, in a dark place on Earth where you can see the sky really clear.
Sometimes you can, but most of the time it's too bloody cloudy over here.
Yeah, right.
By you, it doesn't mean you, Mr. Mabbit. It means like a person.
Yes.
One in the UK can barely see fucking lamp.
Yeah, come to the moon, barely see the moon every once in a while. The brightest stars in the sky form the star pictures named by the Greeks the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper. They called it Great Bear. You know that fun fact? The Greeks. Look at that.
There it is.
That's the Great Bear right there. The Big Dipper. And the Little Dipper, they called it Little Bear. Uh-oh.
Looks like it's on a dome, don't it?
Right. See that? Let's look at that again. Look at that dome again. Look at it.
It's the celestial sphere. A dome is only part of a sphere. You're halfway there.
In the tip of his tail is found the North Star, Andromeda.
It was Polaris.
Right. The Lyre. I have no idea.
I could see 6,000. I could see 6,000 stars under a dome, but billions and billions, that's an intricate dome.
Uh-oh, we got the Swan too. Yeah, there are names of the constellations. Names. Perseus. This is good shit at this old school little videos, man.
Mrs. Mabbott's back.
Auriga.
Yeah, I didn't think she was in from the way you were shouting.
Shout to Mrs. Mabbit. Say Jose, say hi. Say boom. Farmers, you're up.
When the light of the rising sun creeps over the hills, all other stars fade from the sky.
Susan said hi.
Hey, what's up? Boom, I say. Having fun here today. All is good.
But even the bright sun has spots.
Hold on, because
yeah, that's over with this.
That was it.
Yeah, man.
That's cool. What was that? 1920s.
Yeah, 1920s.
Blimey.
All right, that link that we just watched is gonna be. I'll throw it in YouTube chat box and I'll throw it over here on Discord. It's from archive.org. What up, Brian? Yeah, you got all the timelines on the video right here. Heavenly Bodies. Well, this has the same title, but it's BBC. I don't want to mess with BBC.
Next Doctor Who, I believe.
Astronomy. I don't know, maybe. The Science of Heavenly Bodies by Todd Davy P. 1855 to 1939. Publication day 1922. Astronomy. Yeah, you go down a rabbit hole over here on the archives, man, and it's...
Oh, yeah, I bet.
You go. Look at it. You go. Actually, it should be a date over here, right? In this page. Is that 1822 or 1922? 1922. Okay. That was published in 1922. And it's cool to read, it's old school books. It's a lot of writing, but there's some really cool images in between sometimes. Illustrations. So it works kind of a little bit faster on the online versus the way I had it downloaded. Uh-oh, there we go. Nice. What is this? Some kind of a nebula or something?
Yeah. Ring nebula.
Oh, fuck. It's a paint, a movie. The Ring Nebula in Lyra. Is that how you read it? Lyra or Lyra?
Should be Lyra, I would have thought spelled like that.
Okay.
No, it's not in English, probably. Lyra.
A lyre is a small harp. It's on the Irish flag.
Good times, guys. Good times.
Yes, Lyra represents the lyre of Orpheus.
Morpheus?
Okay. No, Orpheus.
Oh. So you were going to the Matrix now.
Oh, no. Oh, that's so 1999.
Heavenly Bodies. Yeah, I downloaded a bunch of, I saved a bunch of interesting little old school videos like this. I'll play them little by little. Well, with the ones that are public domain,
Yeah.
I got one right. Go ahead.
Like I thought, it's from Greek, lira.
Okay.
The theory that the harp and using a stringed instrument came from a hunter using a bow. He shoots the arrow, he misses the target, but he hears bling, and music was born.
Okay, there's a video available on YouTube that is available on the archives, and he say, "Hi all, please enjoy my latest documentary." Let me put it right here on screen. Please enjoy my latest documentary, which it took me 4 months to put together over 2 years. Wait, it took me 4 months to put together over 2 years. What? 4 months or 2 years?
4 months of effort, 2 years of elapsed time.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. IC is one of the most progressive cosmologies presentation to date. Just after 2 days, this is already being translated into Italian and Turkish. Just before uploading it, YouTube demonetized my channel without reason and no way to dispute. They also have not being notified subscribers to this video, removing subscribers without their knowledge, and hiding this video from my video list. The walls are closing in on me on YouTube. This one really has them rattled. They somehow knew I was about to upload it. Here is proof. YouTube are now anti-flat Earth. And the title of the video is Flat Earth Advanced, the Illuminati's Mysterium. I'm gonna play all of this because we have music on it, but I'll share a link with you guys. I'm gonna scroll a little bit. Oh, Wakey! I have no idea what that is. I heard that name, but I never seen it. So is that true that he's been, he's been shut down? YouTube demonetized him. So would it be for this video or maybe something else like the guidelines for YouTube? This one have nothing wrong with it. This video. I don't hear what he's saying, but Yeah, if he's, maybe in this, I see some things in here. Maybe what he said was against the YouTube guidelines and stuff, right?
Maybe.
Probably is. That's why. Yeah. Some of these people go off in tangents that have nothing to do with science and the shape of the earth, and that's what get them in trouble. Yep, it is what it is, man. If anybody's interested to look at it, there's gonna be a link in Discord. It's unavailable on YouTube anymore. Did I miss any super chat or PayPal? I haven't checked PayPal, so let me know, anybody, if I'm missing anything. Now I found there's one. I say this one, paranoid conditions. Did this video? Hell yeah! I want to play the intro just a tiny bit. Hold on. I gotta mute the watch page I got over here when it pop in. PayPal. I haven't checked PayPal, so let me mute. Just want to hear a little bit. Listen to this introduction to this guy. He's on point. This is so resonates with everybody going today, with today's era, with what's going on over here on the internet. Now, this is 1952, and it's still very, there's a word I'm looking for.
Relevant.
Very relevant. Yes, very relevant what this guy just say in this intro. So let's hear a little bit. Hold on. Let's hear a little bit of this guy say, like, is deep.
Are characterized by the presence of delusions. That is, false beliefs which cannot be corrected by adequate proof and which are not in accordance with generally accepted concepts. Delusions of persecution are most frequently encountered. The patient is convinced that powerful forces are opposing him, and in the delusional system, these often take the form of large and influential political or religious groups. On the other hand, many paranoids build a system around a neighbor, relative, or associate. Because of the seemingly miraculous effects of modern technical devices, such as radio, radar, television, and so on, they are often invoked as agencies of the unseen enemy, who has his special code of communication. Outside of their delusions, these patients often show a remarkably well-preserved personality, with little or no impairment of their intellectual faculties. In the acute phase of their illness, the patients are usually at the same time hostile, supercilious, and suspicious. Later, if they do not recover, they may become quite friendly and confidential. The feeling of superiority, which they gain from their special knowledge, seems to provide some compensation. The first patient...
That's it. That's good. Isn't that relevant today to a lot of people that talk online?
Yes, I think so.
It's from the mid-50s, bro. I don't want to touch on the term he used, this mental illness or something, whatever he say. I don't want to categorize it that way. It might be, but still, just the actual, just the meat of the what he spoke it agrees with like almost every flat earther.
Certainly sounds that way, yeah.
Wasn't you a flat earther, Jose?
Yes, and and he described me exactly on nail, right on, when I was a flat earther, yeah.
Yeah, Matt, but he actually came around though, and unlike you and everybody else.
And I still got my paranoia still on me. I'm a paranoid person, but I've tried to hold it a little bit. I'm not. I'm not as paranoid before. I don't have to look over my shoulder. It's not going to make any difference in my life if I leave the camera on when I'm not using it on my laptop, for example. I don't have to be afraid of talking in my living room because there's a TV over there plugged in, I'm not like that. When I was a firefighter, I thought the television was listening to me. Dude, I unplugged it and I still thought that the refrigerator was listening to me, you know? So I'm not paranoid anymore, not to that level. Really cool stuff. Yeah, the archives there is a big rabbit hole, man. Incredible. All kinds of weird topics.
Yeah, you found some pretty good stuff in there before.
Brian, what's your take on the image that Jose is showing at the moment?
It's a beautiful image. Yeah, how did there? Nobody have comment on it. I'll mute myself. Take it on, man.
I find it hard to make. Is the center sphere is inside the big one, or is it outside, or what's going on?
So it's an air bubble inside a water bubble, inside obviously in air.
It looks like he's trying to move the water bubble by hitting it with little droplets of water.
Yeah, I want to know why flat earthers only go after their own incredulity rather than comment on how to produce these amazing acts of physics that aren't producible here on Earth.
Well, right now, there's a bunch of people watching. There's 52 people watching at this very moment and like 15 people over here. Let me make it 13, two of my accounts on Discord. So yeah, people are watching and listening to us. Holy shit. They're not watching me, but they're listening. Shout out to you all. So,
I had a question for Brian, if he cares to answer.
You're a pain in the arse, Choy. I can't have my dinner.
Oh,
So,
you'll be fine after dinner. Come on.
What's the matter now?
So if we have this curved water tank.
You've got a cold water tank.
Curved water tank. Yes, you see curved water, fish tank. It's like fish tank with curved water in it. Even though water don't curve, we have this.
I don't know what you're saying.
I posted the image.
Yeah, this is one of your things you can't get over, isn't it? You either have to have a hump or a drop.
No, it's a water tank. What? Fish tank. It's fish.
Yeah, you do.
It's a fish tank with water and fish.
Fish tank?
Yeah.
What are you going on about? Fucking fish
Yeah,
tank.
you don't see the fish.
See what fucking fish?
I posted an image, Brian. It's a very known image. Come on.
Oh, right. I got it. It's all right. It scrolled up. I was fetching my dinner.
Yeah, not much.
What you saying?
So my question is this. If we placed a barometer, a pressure gauge at the bottom of this tank, in the middle and one of the sides, would they read the same pressure? Would one be greater than the other? And which one would be greater if they're not equal?
I've never done the test, so. Wouldn't know.
I'm
Have you
asking
done
you
it?
to guess. No, I haven't.
Have you done it?
No, I haven't.
Then you're just surmising then, aren't you?
Right.
No, mate, I've never done the
I'll
test.
guess. What's your guess?
I would have thought you probably get more pressure to the outside than the inside.
Right, I thought the same. Why?
Because you've got more mass there, more weight.
Right.
No, you don't know I'm fucking right because you've never done the test.
It's clear that you have
Say
no mass
right
there,
when
right?
you haven't done the test yourself. Yours is an assumption just like mine is.
Right, but I'm probably right, and you too.
It's like some silly cunt sticking bricks in water and saying they know what would show up on scales when they've never done the cunt.
Listen, because your conclusion was logical.
That
right?
doesn't mean it's correct, though, does it?
It does.
It just means it's logical. Doesn't mean it's fucking correct.
Brian, we both agree on my bricks example, and you don't realize that you're actually agreeing with gravity rather than density being the downward force.
You show it me in reality, and then I'll agree with you.
Yeah, we both agree what will happen. You're too fucking dumb to realize that you're describing gravity.
Personal attack. Was that a personal attack, Jose?
No. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. You thick cunt.
Was that a personal attack, Jose?
I'm sorry, Brian. You thick cunt. I just thought that was the way you were greeting people.
Was that a personal attack?
No, it's a Brian greeting, you thick cunt.
You know nothing other than what you've been fucking brainwashed with. Air. That's good.
Okay, stop interrupting. This is the part where you interrupt with the part there where you wanted to interrupt with earlier.
I've got a question for you, Brian. You ready for this one? So
let's hear it.
Wait, it's just do you what do you think is kind of thing. So if I've got an object that is a known height from me, and I know its distance, so I know the height and the distance from me, and I've got another object behind that I also know the height of and the distance of. Is it possible in a 2D sense, if I was taking a photo, to predict where the first object will be on the second object as we look at them both?
So on the image you're going to take, or
yeah, so on a photograph, I'm going to take, let's add some objects to it. The Eiffel Tower and a mountain, just because those two don't exist together. So I've got the Eiffel Tower and a mountain. I know the distance to the Eiffel Tower, I know the distance to the mountain, and I know the elevations of both of them. Is it possible for me to predict where the top of the Eiffel Tower will be on the mountain?
in theory, yes. In practical, no.
Right, so in theory, why yes, and in practical, why no?
In theory, you've got a calculation you can do. In practice, you've got the atmosphere that distorts everything. So, no, you can't do it.
Okay, so obviously we're missing quite a big element there, because with all measurements come an error tolerance. So we have a tunnel of positive, negative, which would be acceptable, but you seem to have missed that out. So can you quantify for me what the atmosphere may do given, let's say, 5 miles distance? Plus or minus, just approximately on average, it'll do. Or statistically.
5 miles? On a foggy day, you wouldn't even see the other object.
Oh, no. Okay, so let's say I'm taking a photograph and I can absolutely see both of them and it's a clear day. Is it now possible for me to do what I said?
No. Well,
okay,
yes,
brilliant.
theoretically yes, but optically no.
Okay, so optically, what is stopping me from optically doing it?
The atmosphere distorts what we see.
We are both agreed on that. Now, can you tell me, on average, approximately, or statistically, by how much over 5 miles would I expect that difference to be in degrees, please, Brian?
No, you can't.
Why not? No, on average, statistically. I said very, very specifically, the mean difference and the positive negative, where we would be allowed to sit in that positive negative and have an incredibly high probability of being correct. What is the positive negative of that degree variance? Can you say that, Brian? If you're so certain it makes a difference, surely you know this.
It makes a hell of a difference, as we've seen by Skyfree done it with a bush and a mountain in the background. In the morning, mountain looked way, way higher than the bush, and then come dinner time, it was down level with the bush. No, you cannot come up with a measurement from that. You don't know what's happening.
Right. So what you're saying is, because, well, how many degrees did it shift by? You can't just say, oh, it shifted by a lot. There's got to be some kind of metric there and some value.
You can come up with all your nonsense you like. The fact of the matter is, you cannot derive a measurement from something. You do not know what is fucking going on.
So oh, right. So we don't know what's going on now. So I've got two claims first. One, yeah. So I've got two claims. One is the atmosphere is going to fuck everything up, but you can't quantify it at all. And that's because of this second point. Let me get this clear. Is we don't know what the fuck's going on. Is that correct? Have I got that?
You do not know what the atmosphere is doing to that image, to your eye, pardon me, or your camera. That was beautiful, darling. Thank you.
Okay, brilliant. So now we don't know what's going on. So what bit do you think is unknown to us, or is it just everything? We've got no fucking idea what's in front of the camera.
You do not know how much by the atmosphere is distorting what you are observing.
Okay,
you have not got a clue.
Okay, so brilliant. So let's assume that for 1 second I could take away the atmosphere. No, I know it's crazy. But just assume we could take that atmosphere away. Do you think then? Wait a minute. Do you think then that I'd be able to tell you where that Eiffel Tower would be on that mountain? Right?
If there was no atmospheric distortion, yes, you could get an angular
position. Yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, now, do you think we would be able to get or calculate this, whether it's on a curve, again, no atmosphere, a curve and a flat surface? Do you think we'll be able to calculate how high they would be on each other, correct?
If there was no atmosphere distorting what you are measuring to, and only if there was no atmosphere, I would imagine that you could calculate, if you knew the curvature rate, and yes, you could come up with some sort of calculation, yes.
Right, awesome. So far, the only thing that we can't agree on in order to do this is the fact that you don't know what the atmosphere is doing to things. Now,
you don't know what that, we all don't know what the atmosphere is doing.
Well, we kind of do. We've had a lot of experience with it, Brian. We've had a lot of experience. Okay, so we think we do. We think we do. So now we're at a point where if we take away the atmosphere, we can make predictions. So we can now say on a flat surface, this boat will be this high in angular size at this distance. And we can also say that, well, actually on a curve, the boat will be cut off from the bottom and be this size at angular distance. Now, would it surprise you to know that if we make these predictions with no atmosphere, one of them is incredibly fucking close, because the atmosphere on nice days doesn't do that fucking much. Weird, right?
Fantasy land, mate. You honestly live in a fantasy land. Now, what worries me is how the fuck did they get you into believing all this nonsense?
It's called science and education, Brian. I suggest you try it.
No, it is not. This is where you're wrong. It's indoctrination into a complete load of horse shit.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Load of horse shit.
Do you know what? You've answered a brilliant question for me, Brian.
There is no measurement to be had of any curvature. There is no measurement to be had of any rotation.
Okay, so define how we measure.
Not me.
So define. Wait a minute, Brian. Let's stick to a point. Define how we measure curvature, please. Not on a planet, just curvature.
You mean define how we measure it by?
You're saying there's no measurement. If there was, what would you fucking expect it to be, and how would they obtain it?
There isn't any, so they couldn't have it.
Right, fine. So if they did take it and you were tasked with doing it, how would you do it and what would you accept?
I wouldn't do it because there isn't any.
I'm saying, let's say there's lots of curvature, but it's fucking huge on this unknown thing somewhere else, and I want you to measure it. How would you go about doing it for me and yourself? Go.
Elevation drop from a datum plane.
Oh, nice. So you'd have to get up some elevation to be accurate on a large scale, correct?
No, not necessarily. You just need to form a datum. In other words, a 0 point.
Okay. So now what we'd do is we'd be able to measure that angle drop and then actually work out the curvature, only if the curvature is consistent, as in, you know, it's the same rate of change, basically, correct?
Well, even if it changes, you will get a change in elevation on that surface that's curving away from your datum point.
Okay, so now what we could do is we could simply go to the beach and measure the angle to the horizon, and then we could go up 300 foot and measure the angle to the horizon. We could go up 1,000 foot and measure the angle to the horizon.
Is that an optical measurement?
On the land that we stand right now, do you think that would match a flat Earth or a curved Earth, given a very, very, very minute angular variance for atmosphere?
Exactly. cannot measure anything optically over that sort of distance. This is why a water level, all of them state 150 meters maximum, because they know the atmosphere distorts an optical measurement over that distance.
Yes, but the difference between you and I is I don't stop there. We ask questions beyond that, Brian. We say, well, by how much and what are the factors involved in it? So temperature and pressure differential, and then we take the statistical analysis of all the data on various observations of known points to plot out what it actually fucking does, rather than just burying our heads up our own fucking ass and screaming like an unintelligent old man.
You cannot take a measurement from something that is fucking distorted. You know it's distorted. You agree it's fucking distorted. You cannot form any sort of measurement from a distorted fucking image. If you do, I'm sorry, you need some sort of assessment.
Right. So first of all, I didn't say we take a measurement from a distorted image. I say we statistically take a mean with the input data of many observations to figure out what things are happening, such as temperature differential and density gradients, to figure out, well, if it is flat, what's it doing to flat? And if it is curved, what's it doing to curved? And guess what? Everything matches curved.
No, it don't.
Really?
No, it doesn't.
I'm afraid so, Brian.
No, it doesn't.
I'm afraid so, Brian.
No, it doesn't. There is no fucking curvature.
Yeah.
You are being totally fucking brainwashed to believe there is. There is not. And you are here brainwashing other people to believe that water can curve, and it cannot.
Yeah. Do you think? Here's a question for you.
You're a fucking human being. Why are you deceiving fellow human beings?
It's called education, Brian. You have answered one question for it. You've answered. You've actually, wait a minute. You've actually.
I'm fucking tired of you. Keep spewing the same shit every fucking day.
It's called the truth. It doesn't change. Truth and fact.
There is no rotation to be measured.
Wait a minute. You can't just.
On what we've been told.
Wait a minute. You can't just change. Wait a minute.
You like. It doesn't matter. There is no curvature. There is no rotation.
I need to get there.
Over a fucking surface that is moving twice as fast as them. It is fucking ludicrous.
Brian, let me read this super chat really quick, and Stingrays, I apologize. But I haven't get any money in a long time, and we got a big $10 super chat by Mr. Victory's Radio. Thank you for the $10, brother. Hell fucking yeah. The only one that sounds like a brainwashed crazy person is Brian. Brian, a little advice from Mr. Victory. People don't listen to people screaming nonsense that everyone is wrong. Thank you, Mr. Victory. Appreciate that.
Mr. Victory, I don't give a flying fuck what you think about me. The fact of the matter is, there is no measurable curvature. There is no measurable rotation. You do not live on what you've been told.
I've got a funny prediction, Brian. I'm going to say that a delusional, stupid person can actually explain what a limited slip differential is.
That's why I know.
Come on, then you tell me what LSD is, then.
No, I'm going to ask you what is a limited slip differential?
I know what an LSD is.
Point proven.
It tells you in the fucking name for a start off.
Yeah, but can you describe the actual gearing, the cycling gearing system inside it, and why it works in distributing torque?
Not all cyclic gears. Some of them have got clutches.
Well, yeah, but I mean a basic one.
Some of them have got balls that fly out under centrifugal force.
Oh.
They're all different.
Aye. Yeah.
Some you can run tighter, some you can run looser.
Nice. I knew you'd be able to. The crazy thing is, I knew you'd be able to explain all of that as well, bro.
Yeah, crazy person. You're living in a fantasy land. You all are. And you do not realise it.
Just an actor, Brian.
It's not for us. It's for our children and grandchildren. We deserve them to know what we're living on.
But I live in the real world.
I'm sorry. It's the end of the line for the globe.
But I live in the real world, Brian. I live in Earth, in the real world.
A model. That's why they call it the globe model.
But I live on Earth, on the real world.
No, wait a minute, Brian, just really quickly. The reason why you call anything a model is not something that someone lives on, and it's not fantasy. It's actually a realization of a conjecture and or data. So it's a representation of the best understanding that an entity or agent may have in order to produce predictions to measure against reality to test that understanding. And on the globe model, that does not fail.
Except planes fly over a flat plane.
No, they
cannot
don't.
maintain a curve.
It does, actually.
There is no rotation for a plane to fly over a moving surface.
Incorrect again. Come on, keep it up.
Absolute fact.
You're 3 for 3 so far, and you're
you
wrong.
Dismiss it, or you come up with ludicrous fucking things like the atmosphere is velcroed to the fucking earth.
No, not velcroed, but it does rotate. It's not velcroed, but it does rotate.
Air drags air along with it. Hold on. Air drags air along with it. How does a fan work? Not drag all the air to the sides and above it and below it with it.
Hold on. John Rapp with 2 Australians. Oh no, he's catching. Is it you? You catching, Brian? Shout out to John Rapp.
Come on.
Big Blue, I hear that Blue came up. I called Blue hours ago, but his microphone was not working. Blue want to jump into the discussion about planes. It's the goodies for him.
Yeah, I thought I would see if I can get the internet to cooperate for a minute or two. It's been dodgy over here for some reason. But I was curious about something Brian said much earlier. I don't think he understands how the inverse square law for light actually works. Have you done the calculations, Brian?
No, I haven't.
See how bright? Okay. Well, they actually work out quite nicely.
Reduces in distance,
you can see
doesn't
right.
It reduces in distance.
Yeah, exactly. So if you take moonlight, probably about a quarter of a lux on a full moon here on the surface of the Earth, and you use the inverse square law, Brian, we're 238,000 miles away from the moon. The moon has a diameter of about 2,000 miles. Okay, so you can't go all the way to the center of it and pretend like like the moon is a point source. It isn't. You have to use the ratio of the distance from the center to the surface of it to the distance to Earth. And when you do that, you find out the numbers work very nicely. You end up with something like 14,000 lux reflected from the surface of the moon, which has an albedo of about 0.12. So sunlight on the surface of the moon is pretty much exactly what you would see at the ISS or any place else. About the same distance away from the sun.
Are you part of this?
But to say it's going to burn your eyes out is just bullshit.
Are you part of this deception?
Absolutely.
What? I thought you was.
It's not a deception.
You're
it's
the
the truth.
idiot that said planes bounce back off fucking thinner atmosphere. Aren't you?
I said, what now?
You're a fucking pilot, and you know as well as I do that is complete fucking horse shit.
I didn't catch what you said. What'd you say? What is it you say I said?
You stated planes bounce off a thinner fucking atmosphere for some unknown reason. Follow the fucking curvature of Earth, didn't you?
Bank off of thinner atmosphere. What do you mean?
Complete and utter fucking horse shit. They're forcing you to lie to people about to keep
Brian. No, it's the lift equation, Brian. Brian, it's the lift equation.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
It's the lift equation. The coefficient of lift, Brian.
You can
no, I'm sorry.
use
It's
all
the lift
the big
equation.
fucking words you want, Blue. I don't give a fuck. You are lying. 100%.
My goodness.
You are lying, and you are probably paid to lie to people.
Brian, you could do the lift equation yourself if you could test the lift equation yourself if you're.
Who's let that fucking NASA cunt in here?
I can see.
Really?
So you could test the lift equation yourself, right?
I've got him turned down, so I
of
don't
course
listen
not.
to the twat. He's a complete fucking wanker.
Oh God,
Brian, pretty fucking simple, Brian. It's the coefficient of lift. Coefficient of lift times the density of the air times the square of the airspeed.
Yeah, they give
times
you
the wing surface area.
You can jiggle around all fucking day long, Blue. Doesn't matter a fuck. Planes don't bounce off thinner fucking air to follow a curve, you thick.
They don't bounce off of thinner fucking air. Of course they don't bounce off of it, Brian. They just don't get enough lift to stay up there, you dumb cunt.
Said.
Blue, don't get. And it's thick cunt, Blue. It's that's
thick
Brian's.
I'm sorry, thick cunt. I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't mean it. That was yeah.
Yeah,
That's use of cunt. I'm sorry.
Hey, you got to curse.
5-yard penalty and loss of down, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, you've got to use the right English curse.
And will come out.
Yeah,
it is fucking exploding as we speak. People are beginning to see through the lies and deception.
Only idiots like you, Brian.
Brian, I've got a question. Brian, quick question. Brian.
In my lifetime,
okay.
You will be the minority.
Do this, Brian. Do this. Go rent yourself an airplane. Get up at altitude, some altitude, you pick it. Level the thing off and trim it to fly hands off. Then pull back. Don't change the power setting. Pull back on the yoke and climb and let go and tell me what the fuck happens.
Oh, nice. But you have to climb quite a bit.
What do you think would happen, Brian?
Never done it, so I wouldn't know, would I? You must have done it.
Well, I'll tell you what happens. It will return to the altitude you had it trimmed for, because the air up there is not dense enough to support the weight of the airplane.
Really?
I'm sorry.
You complete fucking moron.
Brian, let's put this in a way that you might understand it. You know the aerodynamics of a frame on a racing car.
What?
Does the drag on that change based on different pressures in the atmosphere?
All right. I don't. I got a comment. Maybe he'll address this comment. He didn't. He just don't want to answer, Justin. Great, but maybe he want to answer and listen to this because Mr. Wow, that's Mr. Victory. You got him blocked, I think, Brian. He says since you got him blocked, he knows your secret. You are the deception and not the rest of the world. Water bends. Shout out to Mr. Victory. Mr. Wow.
Unless you can show me a lake that's bent. Show me a lake that's bent, then, please.
Punch train.
With what?
Like Michigan.
Punch train. They measured 3 coplanar points within fucking millimeters of each other.
Why can't I see Chicago?
Miles, 28 miles.
Why can't I see Chicago from Michigan?
No, they didn't.
3 coplanar.
No, they didn't, Brian.
Yes, he did.
No, they didn't. That's not what they measured, Brian.
3.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. I'm about to post it for you.
3 coplanar points. That is what he said.
Didn't you just do this, Blue?
They added fucking 38 meters hump in the fucking middle. You silly
there you go.
Fell for.
There you go.
Like last week, didn't you, Blue?
Watch that video, Brian.
Did you just do this last week, Blue?
Morons. You really are. I will fucking tell you, and you will fucking listen, because we do not live on what they have told us.
Yeah, Brian, but you ignore everybody who disagrees with you, so.
It has been totally and utterly fucking debunked. There is no curvature, there is no spin.
There is curvature, there is
spin. Fly over a fucking surface that's moving twice as fast as them. It's fucking lunacy to think they could.
Yeah, he doesn't understand the fact that when you jump up in an airplane, you don't hit the back of the airplane either.
I don't understand what coplanar means. I don't understand what coplanar means. Really quick, can you define that for us, for the illiterate, on the definitions, Brian?
Google it, mate. Google it now.
So you don't want to explain, and you play this game, but you don't want to help. Hold on, don't understand. I don't understand what coplanar means. Just in layman's terms, explain to me so I can understand it. If I read it, it's going to be complicated. I think you can explain it good in 1 or 2 sentences.
It's in the name, coplanar. So there's a plane and there's 3 points on it. Coplanar. Perfectly level.
The problem is
3 points on it.
The problem is, Brian, those points were not coplanar. They were not collinear.
Surface. It is
They were not, Brian. You're telling a lie. That is not what was measured. Those points are not collinear.
Not collinear, coplanar.
Brian, are you talking about a vertical axis or a horizontal axis?
Yeah.
Which way?
Yes. So he's talking about, he thinks he's talking about a horizontal, but what Jesse was talking about was a sagittal plane.
Yeah.
Fuck off, you fucking moron.
The 3 points that Jesse picked to analyze, and the 3 points I picked are different, and they are not collinear, Brian. They form an arc with a radius of 6,370,000 kilometers.
There is no fucking curvature to be measured. Water cannot maintain a curve. Get it in your heads.
Sorry, pal. It was measured.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
No, it was not.
Prove it.
They proved it themselves. 3 coplanar.
No, they did not, Brian.
Yes,
you're just telling a lie. That's not what they said. That's not what was proven, and that's not what I showed either. You're just lying about it.
I seen the original, Brian. That's not it.
Okay, get the video up then. Let's have a look.
It's 20 plus minutes. We're not going to break it down now. It's not enough time. I got to wrap it up.
Right at the very beginning, they say they measured 3 coplanar points. Right at the very beginning. It is.
I don't believe that, Brian.
Planar.
I do not believe that.
In the blue link or in their link, because I'm not going to be looking for their link. I don't know where it is, unless you got a link on your own. Or is it on Blue's video?
I don't know.
Well, if I don't have a link, I can't play it.
Whoever the fuck he is. These people are nobodies. You take the notes to the cunt.
Well, these people that are nobody that you say, one of them is a land surveyor, worked for many, many years, and he's a professional. That's the one you calling nobody?
He's a nobody. He's here.
Okay, makes sense, yeah. Makes sense.
To us all. And the rest of the fucking world as well. That is their job. That is what they're doing. They lie.
Yeah. And Brian, you actually say constantly that you have to see for yourself. Well, I see ships going over the curve daily at my job.
See fucking ships going over a curve, you thick cunt.
Okay, so they sink and they refloat again if they come closer. Okay, well, that's a strange story, but I think you are wrong because I've done this for 25 years already.
Over any fucking curve.
Well, I actually post a photo that I took myself in this Discord. And with all the details, and you can actually clearly see it's behind the curve. So, sorry.
It's not behind the curve, it's optical.
No, it's not.
Guys, I have to...
Yes, it is. There is no curve for it to go behind.
I got it. Please, guys, please. Just let me 30 seconds. Grubus, send me a direct message. Grubus, yes, I do have your PayPal donation right now. Grubus says, hello, brother, and it's a big one. $38.69 by Grubus via PayPal, dude. Thank you so much. That helps a lot because that goes directly to the bank. Thank you so much, brother. And I got one over here also. This one is $10 by Martin. Here's some distorted dollars. Ludicrous. Martin, thank you for the $10. Grubus and Martin, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Boom. I'm done. Sorry, that was 45 seconds and I say 30.
Congratulations, Captain. When Mabbit insults you, it's Mabbit language for I love you.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's good to hear, Tiny Captain. Your voice doesn't sound like your name.
No, I know. I have a very deep voice for my length.
Good looking out, man. Good to hear you. You see what I did there? I tried to, good looking out. Good to hear you, man. Try to deep my voice.
I was kind of listening to Brian's explanation or trying to explain how a plane doesn't follow the curve of the Earth, and something that came to mind about how hydrofoils work in a body of water. I mean, can he explain why a hydrofoil on, say, I don't know, say you've got a really misty day, you're out in your hydrofoil, it doesn't take off out of the water. Why is that?
Could I refer you to the lift equation, perhaps, sir? It's that density factor. That little row, that's the second thing in there. Yeah, that's what's doing it.
Yeah.
Big shout out to No Spam in YouTube chat box. A new name that I see over here. No spam. Hello, are you new? Hello, I am new. Welcome to the boom. I gotta get out of here. I got something boiling on the stove over there. So it's time to go and finish it up. That's why I disappeared half an hour ago. I disappeared for a few minutes. I got something cooking over there. I went yesterday for the first time. The neighbor across the street, I'll tell you a quick story. Give me 2 minutes. He go like, hey, Jose, dude, I need a ride, man. So I got my partner. She was coming in from work. I said, yeah, she coming from work at whatever time. I mean, if she's here, I'll ask her. So I called her. She said, yeah, I'll give you a ride. He said, like, yeah, I need to go to the meat market. It's right here around the corner. I didn't know there was a meat market there. He said, I'll give you like $20, you know? I said, fuck yeah, hell yeah, now we're talking, let's do it. So we went over there. It was a nice, small meat market, weird place, but it smelled fresh, it smelled clean, and it was really good, really nice layout. They had a big menu, so it's certain items for this amount of money, like 5 of these items for $24.99 for $5. And it was turkey, bacon, beef, of pork, different cuts, different things, and it was like £1, £2, £3. So you choose 5 of those for $25. I said like, he said like, yeah, grab one of those packages, grab 5 items for $25. And he bought a bunch of things. He bought like $100 package and a couple extra seasonings and stuff. And dude, it was good, man. I bought about a pound of bacon. It was like 3 pounds of rib tips. I don't know how many, a few pounds of pork chops, ground beef. Like, I don't know, it was like 1.5 or 2 pounds of ground beef, and gizzards, chicken gizzards. I don't know. We Puerto Ricans, we do a nice plate, you know, mollejitas al escabeche. We do a nice plate. So that did best investment ever. It was free. I didn't pay for it, but I said like, yeah, if I got $25, I'm going over there to buy some meat. You know, it's worth it, man. A lot of, bro, it was heavy. So I got the rib tips. I put a big pot and I got them boiling for a while. They were still frozen. So I got them defrosting and boiling with season, you know, a lot of seasoning. And then when they boil for a little extra half an hour more, they're super tender, almost falling off the bone. Then I put them in a little aluminum tray, and I put them in the little baking oven. this high fire to kind of toast it in the top. So I know it's going to be juicy inside. It's going to be a little crispy in the outside and seasoning, like fresh. It's going to be good shit. I had to say that. It's just in my mind. Like, I cannot wait to dig into them, Fucking 3 pounds of meat.
You're making me hungry, man. You're making me hungry.
And then a little rice and beans on the side, bro. I'll eat today. I'll eat tomorrow too. That shit, I'll eat for 2 days. I gotta get out of here. Let's do some final thoughts. We'll do a roundup. Alk came in late, but he's been listening for a while. Alk, your final thoughts? Something resonated with you?
It resonated. No, but the only thing I can say, based mostly on what I've heard, is Brian Mabbitt is a thick cunt. And honestly, I don't even find him entertaining to listen to because he just says the same shit every time he's on, and he even repeats it about 50 fucking times in the one show. It's just, you're a thick cunt, calls everybody names, then moves on to his little script where he's like, oh, we've been lied to, if they bought you out, blah, 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 and then runs away in a fucking pissy fit. Because he doesn't have answers for anything. And if you ask him to fucking explain anything, he doesn't know how to. Even as a troll, he's shit. So I really don't see the point in the guy. And that's about all I've got to say. Cheers.
Cheers, man. I appreciate it. And I know you had fun listening to it and by getting angry and annoyed, I know that's having fun. So I know you went through all of those feelings there. Big Blue, final thoughts?
Gotta find the unmute button. There it is. I enjoyed listening to it today, Jose. My internet's been a little bit screwed up, so didn't get to get in here very much. But the deception continues, doesn't it? But it's not deception by us. It's attempted deception by them. It's all pretty hilarious. I'll tell you, the video I did on Lake Pontchartrain seems to really have upset a few people, and I couldn't be happier. So you guys please watch it and give me a like and all that good stuff. Thanks, Jose. See you later.
Thank you very much, Blue. Yeah, that was good work you did in that Pontchartrain video. I watched it. I watched it when you uploaded it, and I watched it on Terry's stream when you guys were breaking it down. So good stuff, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Bogov, have you been recruited? Give me your final thoughts.
No, I'm definitely not recruited. Final thoughts. Brian is a punk. I mean, everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. He can't have the engineering background that he's got and the understanding and the knowledge that he's got of what he does to not get what happens in the real world. So, Brian, you're a fucking muppet.
Shout out to Bogov, man. Thank you, brother. Bro Alem, he came over here to talk about history, and we all ended all kinds of thick cons, ludicrous, ridiculous, and being lied to.
I had fun. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I identified a problem. It's always ends up being about one thing. Heard, if you curve, it'll curve down. A plane has to dip down. I heard today that the water doesn't curve because it would have to go downwards. You use this word downwards. I don't think it means what you think it means. Boom.
Boom. Good times, man. Shout out to Brian Mabbitt. He's deaf and muted. Shout out to C4. He's muted. Maybe I'll see the unmute button going off for final thoughts of C4, the bro guy. Well, let's go with Chaik.
Well, Brian here. I'm happy. Good show. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Earth is live. Have something to say.
Hey, what's up, Jose? I guess I must have missed something, so I'll go back and listen. Also, Jose, go ahead and check your PayPal. I left you a little treat in there. And yeah, just like we all know, the deception continues from the flat Earth. I'll be putting out a video which is going to be a mirror from Sly Sparkane, so be on the lookout for that. And then another video for our friend Gary here. And I think that will probably be it. Good show, Jose. Yep.
Thank you, Earth Life. And dude, I got the same message than the last time, pending. Dude, and that will help me a lot. Yeah, it took a few days. I know a few days you attempted to send me something and it wasn't pending for the longest time. It's showing as pending. Thank you for that. Hopefully it clears up soon and I'm able to use it. Appreciate it, brother. That helps a lot, man. Farmer's Boy, begin your final thoughts with "Today I learned."
I wish I could say that, but no. Actually, today I learned that in the 1920s they actually had some pretty cool practical effects for their educational films. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then, of course, Brian came along and ruined everything. But there you go. You can't have everything, I guess. He really needs it. He needs to open with something new. It's getting a bit stale. His comedy routine has lost its edge. But yeah, still enjoyed it, Jose. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Farmers. Appreciate it, man. And I know you enjoyed, earlier, watching, attempting to watch some little old books and the depictions, and that was good.
You've dug up some real gems from that place over the years. So yeah, they're always good fun.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Grubus, final thoughts.
Yeah, I kind of missed most of it, Jose, because I was having internet problems. I did catch the earlier section where you and Farmer's Boy, well, you were showing the old 1920s video, and my hat's off to Farmer's Boy for his beautiful narration. And yeah, hopefully next time I'll have a better connection.
Thank you very much. No problem. I think you and Blue were working in the same NASA shell cubicle because Blue was having internet issues too. Shout out to you, Grubus. Thank you very much, brother.
Oh yeah, sorry for interrupting, Jose. But I wanted to thank you for including me on your script today, and I'm glad I helped write your script today. That was great.
Got it. You nailed it. Page 5, paragraph 3. Nailed it. Thank you, brother. All right. J-Mac.
Thank you, Jose. Good show. Today I learned that flat earthers don't understand the Lake Pontchartrain Bridge, and Blue has destroyed them. Thank you.
Boom. Thank you so much. Left Bro Lane, the boss man. Final thoughts.
Hey, Jose. Great show today. I just want Brian, if he's really interested in understanding what Jesse Kozlowski was talking about, 3 coplanar points, to look into what a sagittal plane is. It's not a horizontal plane that Jesse's referring to. And other than that, great show. Thanks, Jose.
Thank you very much, sir. Stay safe out there. You got the truck. There's issues going on in the war, so you take care of yourself, brother. Let's get Mars Mushrooms. Oh, his microphone is busted, or is it working? I think it doesn't work. The Stingray, final thoughts.
Yeah, good show, Jose. Brian is somewhat entertaining, but I do think he needs that little bit more depth going forward. I feel like he's getting incredibly superficial. Cheers, Jose.
Cheers, Stingray. Thank you very much, brother. Tiny Captain, final thoughts.
Well, today I learned that they found some really, really old scripts in India. And, well, that was interesting to hear. And for the rest, yeah, I'm home now for already a while. So I think I have to go work on a new video.
Good. Thank you very much. Good to hear you, man. And we got Gary.
Got me.
Oh, okay. Gary, questionable, and then Brian Mabbott will wrap up the final thoughts. Gary.
Okay. I've never yet heard Blue or Wolfie give a measurement from any instrument of their playing showing a specific adjustment for Coriolis because they can't. And also, he did not destroy the Lake Pontchartrain at all, because it's just extreme pseudo perspective based on the extreme zoom of the P900. You can mimic that with the fence line. I have a video that mimics, and it looks like a curve, and there's no curve whatsoever. It's the compression of the background into the foreground that takes away from the natural slant of perspective lines. You know, like if you see telephone poles, you know, they have that natural slant down. It compresses that background in the foreground and makes it look like it's curving rather than that natural slant. And you can tell it by those marine humps where the boats go through. They're so vertical up and down. It's like practically driving straight up and down if you had to go over those in real life. So you can see just from that. And also in other videos from Soundly's, when he zoomed in on the bridge, you can literally see the cars. I call it sidewinding. You might call it drifting. They look like they're driving sideways on the road. That's from the extreme compression of the zoom. So he didn't show nothing. He didn't disprove anything. It's still flat.
Yeah, but what about the GPS though?
Hold on. Final thoughts. One more person, and then you guys can stay there. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it. And last but not least, Brian the Mabbit with his final thoughts.
One and only. I think we'll leave it to Soundly.
3 coplanar points on the level. 3 coplanar points on the level. 3 coplanar points, and bam, there's the. But look what I did here. I took a sample.
Yeah, Brian, I'm sorry, man, but the music. Getting me with the music, Brian.
3 cop.
Thank you very much, Brian. You've been server muted, playing music over here. No, I don't want no issues with that. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate everybody for being here. This has been Jose JG. Thank you to all the panelists. Boom, guys. And I want to thank very, very much to all of the audience for being here. If you made it this far, please do not forget to leave a like. Please share the show. Please support by checking on the links on the description box. Support by talking to others and telling them that the Daily Boom is the place to go. And leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know your thoughts. Jose JG saying, before the boom, I'll ask one question. Is there any valid arguments for the flat Earth?